Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, good day, or even good morning to you. I hope you are all doing well. Thanks for joining us today. I'm your host, Jack. I'm the editor from Ringo Trade Media. I want to welcome you all to our very exciting and interesting virtual conference, the Asian Medical Device Manufacturing Technology Summit 2021 today. So, before I begin my opening, please say hi to me if you can hear my voice loud and clear. You can see the screen right and clear enough. Please in the chat box say hi to me. Shall we? So I can see if I can, make myself clear enough. Good one. Hi, delegates here. Yes, we have different channels today for today's summit. So, but feel free. The most main scene conference is in the event website you are now in. So, welcome to leave a message here. Talk to me, to other speakers, or to each other. That'll be fine too. Okay, thank you. Let's begin. As the coronavirus pandemic continues to affect many countries around the world, and health concerns have intensified, as all eyes are now on the production of medical device and supplies. Today, our industry experts and relevant industry associations will discuss the latest technology innovations in the medical plastics and metalworking industry, clean room injection molding process for medical devices too, and other important trends in the production of medical products and supplies. It will be an afternoon full of high-impact presentations from leading companies and for you also to get a chance to ask questions, taking advantage to directly interact with potential customers, stakeholders, and relevant industry associations too. Before we begin with the presentation, I would like to acknowledge our business partners. First, Solenis, a global chemical and specialty materials company that engineers and manufactures a wide variety of products essential to everyday living. With over 40 years of technical expertise, Solenis is the trusted development partner and first choice chemistry solution provider to enhance your ability to meet the demands of next generation healthcare technologies. Next, EMCA designs and produces automatic bar feeders since 1961. The range of EMCA products is dedicated to the turning industry. Is the widest available in the market for single pin spindle lathes with fixed and sliding headstocks. For bars up to 6 meters long, diameters between 0.8 millimeter, as well as solutions for multi-spindle lathes with up to 8 spindles. EMCA offers a range of high-qualified services throughout the world, thanks to its global service network. And also, I would like to introduce our supporting associations. First of all, PDMA. PDMA was formed to promote the rapid modernization of the Philippine dye and mold industry by fostering closer cooperation between and among the members of the industry, academia, and the government by serving as catalysts in consolidating their efforts and in mobilization the capability of the dye and mold industry to meet the demand of the local export market under the standards of global excellence. Next one, I would like to introduce you the PERANTIN, Peran Team, also known as Malaysia Medical Devices Manufacturers Association. officially incorporated in November 2018 for the purpose of developing and grooming the Malaysia medical devices industry. Its vision is to develop the Malaysian medical device manufacturing industry into the key economic sector and to increase our exports. I mean, their exports. Remember to pay a visit to their booth. So also watch their factory tour or the video sharing in the booth as well. That they have started uh, many innovations and technologies of the medical device. Also, to learn more information, you are welcome to visit and check their booth section. On the left hand side, you can see there are many PDF files that you can download, so don't miss them. Also, don't forget, you can leave a message in their booth chat box too. Their managers are eager to talk to you. They can solve your problems. Okay, now let's take a look at our very exciting agenda today. In our agenda, you can see now is our welcome remark time. Let me show my pointer. And then our very first session in the very first session of our live presentation is the plastics in medical and healthcare sector. And later, we're going to have next session. In our plastic in medical healthcare sector, the first speaker, we have Avient, Mr. Derek Lua, manager in healthcare industry, Avient Corporation. And then come with the Dr. Jerome Dr. Jerome Palaganas. He is the CEO of Nanotronics Inc. Sorry, someone's private me that. Okay, and next speaker is Mr. Kelvin Lim, Manager Field Development, Solanis. Next speaker from the session is Dr. Joseph Ross Jocson, President of 23 RML Builders. The next section, second session of our summit today, after the tea break and the video presentation sharing, the business networking time, we will have the metalworking medical device industry. Our first speaker in the metalworking medical device industry session is Mr. Edward Tsai, Sales Manager overseas Jimco from EMCA. He is about not only to share his presentation, but he is ready to give his great many gift to us too. If you ask him questions in his live Q&A time, he prepares some questions. Prepare some gift from EMCA. So prepare your question to him. Next speaker is Mr. Jimmy Chen. He's from Philippine Die and Mold Association, as known as PDMA, I introduced a while ago. And then our last speaker from Modex 3D, Mrs. Patama Rinaasak. She's the engineer from Modex 3D. Prepare questions to all our speakers today. You can learn a lot from them. Okay, so let's begin with our first session. Plastic in medical and healthcare sector. Let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Derek Lua, Marketing Manager, Healthcare Asia from Avient. He's gonna talk about rising demand for in-vitro diagnostic as IVD device and point of care. Let's welcome him.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, thanks for joining my session today. So, today I'm going to talk about the topic of in vitro diagnostic, IVD, and how medical grade plastic solution can add value to IVD applications. So, before I start, I just want to clarify with everyone that even though the topic I'm going to deliver today is focused on IVD device, but there is many information which is also applicable to medical and drug delivery device as well. Okay, so I am Derek Loa from Avian Color and Additive Business Unit, and I'm currently taking care the role of a marketing manager for healthcare business in Asia. So for today's sharing, I will start with a brief company introductions. Then we shall briefly talk about the IVD devices and application which we are covering. Then we will look into the challenges that manufacturers normally face in their IVD applications. It will be then followed by some potential solutions to resolve the challenges, which also come with some case studies. And finally, we shall proceed with Q&A sessions before I end my sharing today. Yeah, so please actively ask question, whatever question in your head, to just try to ask us. So Aviant, so the company name might be new to some of you. So Poly One Corporation has acquired Clarion Master Batches in year 2019. So after the acquisitions, the combined company, it was renamed as Aviant. So Avian is our new name, company name. Yeah. So the new company Avian is now have a total 8,400 of employees located in our 115 facilities worldwide. So we have more than 35,000 of polymer solutions across all business units. And annual revenue is about 3.8 billion. Yeah, this is based on 2020 sales. So in Avian, we have three main business units, which are color additive and ink, and engineered polymer formulations and polymer distributions. So color additive and inks is the business unit where I'm come from. We offer color and functional master batches solutions to our customers. So in addition to that, we can also do provide small lot pre-color formulation, especially to our medical customers. Yeah. So engineered polymers formulations is they are popular with the TPE formulations and the engineering polymer formulations. Yeah. So polymer distribution business unit here is distributing the wide range of resin family from main resin manufacturers. So let's go to the main topic, IVD. So in vitro diagnostic plays an important role to detect diseases, monitor human health, and identify patients and compatibility to specific treatments. So APAC IVD markets is actually a top performer among the regions, among other regions, and is expected to grow at a CAGR of 4.4% from 2019 to 2024. Okay, the application of IVD is very wide. So they include, for example, molecular diagnostic applications. So the PCR test for COVID-19 diagnosis, yeah, the PCR test you heard in the clinic is actually a molecular diagnostics. Okay, and the portable PCR system from Quantum DX here, and this rapid molecular IVD is called ID now from Abbott. They are actually molecular diagnostics application through simplified PCR process. And if you can see here, the DNA sequencer here is also the molecular diagnostic that identify the DNA patterns to review the susceptibility of the person to certain disease and respond to certain medical treatments. Yeah. So in addition to that, this kind of DNA sequencer also helped cancer patients to identify the type of cancer that is present. Okay. So other than that, IVD also includes immunoassays. So if you can see here, this IVD application use the antibody for detection of biomolecules. Yeah, the antigen test kit we are using for COVID-19 testing, the antigen rapid antigen test kit, it is based on immunoassays. So other example is like the pregnancy test kit. The pregnancy test kit is also another good example of immunoassay. Yeah. So other than that, we have other IVD application includes point of care testing As you can see here, the nasal swab we use for COVID-19 tests, blood pressure meter, and blood glucose meter. They are all point of care testing devices. And lab consumables, they are also included in IVD. So an example is you can see here the pipette tips. Yeah. So due to the benefits of a light weight and durability of plastics, a big portions of IVD device are mainly constructed from plastics. Yeah. So if not select or evaluate properly, the following challenge could become the big problem to your productions. So the first one, reliability and repeatability. So for many cases, that is expensive reagent content in the IVD device, in vitro diagnostic devices. So issues such as reagent leakage or contamination of reagent could have potential interference to the test result and cause false results. So is your supplier able to resolve this kind of problem for you? The second one, productivities. So with wrong pigments and additive selections in plastic formulations, the manufacturer could actually face problem during production, such as part shrinkage or failure in secondary process like laser welding process. So do you face such problem before in productions? Number three, regulatory compliances. So with new IVDR, uh, in vitro diagnostic regulations set up in Europe, if your product need to be exported to Europe countries, so you need to comply to IVDR. So is your material supplier having the same level of QMS quality management system as yours to support your products? So in addition to that, the manufacturer of IVD device may face supply chain disruptions, supply chain challenge, especially during recently COVID-19 pandemic, where the factories and supplier temporarily closed down or they kept their production capacity or face logistic problem in shipping out the materials. So do your supplier already have the backup plan for that to support you? And last but not least, identifications and traceability. UDI, so unique device identifications. UDI is a requirement for both US FDA and also EU, Europe IVDR for product identification and traceability. Yeah, it apply for both medical device and IVD device. So you may easily fulfill this requirement by adding some little additive to your plastics. Yeah. So in coming slides, we will let you know some important considerations you should carefully consider when you tackle the above challenges. So the first one will be medical grade. Yeah. So whenever we select material for medical device or IVD device, no matter it's the polymer or colorants, we always talk about medical grade. So what is the medical grade, and why we should use medical grade for your products? So in fact, any polymer could be used for medical application. So, however, in order to classify them as a medical grade, they shall fulfill the following criteria. Yeah. So, number one, well categorized material. It means that all the potential risks from the polymer has been assessed and supported by detailed information such as a biocompatibility, ISO 10993 and USP Class 6, and ex- ex- extractable metals or maybe toxicity. Yeah, the material need to be well categorized. And number two, adequate change control in place. So once a material has been assessed and submitted for your medical device for 510K pre-market notification in USA, FDA, or MDR, IVDR in Europe, there shouldn't be any change on the material along the lifespan of the device. So any change, for example, material ingredient change or manufacturing process change. Yeah, all these changes could have impact on materials extractable eligible characteristics. It may happen, and the consistency of medical grade polymer is a key here. So a good material consistency ensures the IVD device reliability and repeatability as well as the productivity of the process. Yeah. So in avians, our medical grade polymer solution are manufactured under 13485 certified production, and always there's a change control in place. So besides that, yeah, for us avians, we also think that supply chain security is an inevitable criteria for a medical grade polymer. So when there is no supply, it also means that the treatments and analyses for our patient will stop. So this is the reason why we are setting up three ISO 13485 certified medical production in Singapore, Lewiston, USA, and also Malmo, Sweden. Yeah. So where all these three plants are running at the same quality QMS system, and the capability to reduce and running at the same capability, so it significantly help our customer to reduce the supply chain risk. So in conclusion, all the above points here are how we define a medical grade polymer. And our medical grade color and functional polymer solution, if you can see here, Mivopure is the trade name of our medical grade, can fulfill all the above criteria to support your products. So I'm putting an example to show the importance of a medical grade polymer again for change control. So the FDAR curve here shows two blue pigments from two suppliers with the same cast number. So FDAR analysis shows that even though the cast number of these two blue pigments are the same, but both blue pigments are having the different characteristics, as you can see here. So without a change control in place, your supplier can switch the pigment in your plastic formulation without your knowledge. So no one knows until until your product cause safety or functional problem to your customer, or until when it is discovered by the regulators. Yeah. So I hope this example gives you an idea about the importance of change control to your medical products. So next, pre-color formulation. Yeah, so this is another solution that you can use to solve the challenges I mentioned just now. So pre-color is another solutions that can add value to your IVD manufacturing. So what does a pre-colored means, and how this pre-colored can help to reduce your hazards in your device development? So most of the people knows that avians, we are well known for providing master batch solutions. However, in healthcare, we do offer a pre-color formulation as well. So we call this pre-color formulations solution as a pool and process. So unlike master batch, that you need to let down 2 to 6% in your base polymer, and you need to make sure both base polymer and the master batch mix homogeneously. A pre-color is much more easier. So in pre-color, the colorants and additive are already processed and evenly dispersed. So in base polymer, so where what you need to do is just pull everything, the put pre-color formulation 100% in your extruder hopper and start your production. So another key point highlight here, I'm going to highlight here is which I think is critical, is using pre-colors, is that you only need one set of documentations for your regulatory submissions. So when you are reducing the number of your raw materials from 2 to 1, you are also reducing the risk of your supply chain and material change throughout your product life cycle. The volume. Okay, so the volume of IVD application or maybe a medical device can be small sometimes. Yeah, so minimum order quantity could be an issue for you. And sometimes you are forced to buy more from your supplier and keep excessive material in your inventory. So in avian, these pre-color formulations we helped by offering small lot pre-color formulation from 250 kg MOQ and above. Okay, and last but not least, such pre-color solutions are available in multiple ISO 13485 medical science across the 3 continents, as I mentioned just now, that help you to reduce the supply chain risk The next one is about a case study we did based on a project with a nasal swab manufacturer. Yeah, so this is the nasal swab. Yeah, so in this case, we're offering our customer a pre-color formulations to add a contrasting color, a blue color, to the nasal swab to ensure the transparent mucus is visible. So this is a key safety feature to minimize the potential virus infections through mucus contact. Yeah. So in addition to that, all the ingredients of our pre-color formulation has been tested with biocompatibility evaluations based on ISO 10993 and USP Class 6, and helping our customer to have the smooth biological study and also regulatory evaluation. So the next one we're going to talk about is laser welding. So this is another very common solution in IVD device. Yeah, is laser welding. It is very common in IVD application to combine two plastic part together. You can see they combine two plastic part together because of the benefit. So laser welding itself is solvent and adhesive free. Yeah, no glue, no solvent is required. So there'll be no potential interference to the testing specimen or no extractable and leachable risk to the reagent in your IVD device. Yeah. So besides that, this laser welding solution compared to other bonding solution like ultrasonic welding, this is having the advantage for this clean process. So unlike ultrasonic, it won't create a lot of dust during your productions. So before we further proceed, let's take a quick look how does this laser welding works. Yeah, so if you can see here, it consists of two parts of plastics. The upper part is a laser transmitting or transparent layer, and the bottom part is a laser absorbing part, laser absorbing plastics. So once the laser beam is emitted from the source, it will pass it through the upper laser transmitting layer and reach the surface of lower laser absorbing layer. And the energy and heat are locally absorbed by the lower part and melting will start. Yeah. So the energy and heat of the lower part will then transfer to the upper part, if you can see here, and the melting will start. And eventually, the melt from both upper and lower layer will be mixed and create the seam joining both plastic together. So this is the laser welding application. So normally, the laser transmitting and laser absorbing plastic can be formulated to match your our customer laser wavelength. Yeah, normally is near infrared wavelength NIR 800 to 1064 nanometer, and the we can also match laser type that our customer is using. Yeah. So it can be challenging to design a laser welding formulation to ensure excellent joint reliability. So we actually need to treat the whole part as a one system. So for we by understanding whole laser welding system of our customer, both absorbing and laser transmitting. So we are able to develop a reliable formulation with good pigment selections and material processing methods. Yeah, that's why we always ask a lot of questions when we are designing the formulation for our customer. For example, the colors, transparency, thickness, laser time, and wavelength. Yeah, we understand the whole system as one system. So one of the key point is the pigment selection. So what make pigment selection so important is that different type of pigments, they have different level of laser transmission and absorption level. So the wrong pigment selection could lead to poor laser welding weldability. Yeah, so not all color combination are suitable for laser welding. So if you can see here, but looking at the graph here, yeah, so it starts it's a difficulty level graph. So it shows the difficulty level of laser welding color combinations, starting from the easiest one, laser weld transparent color to the black one, and then average difficulties colored to colored one, and difficult transparent to transparent, and eventually the most difficult white to white. Yeah. So different color have different difficulties. So other than that, material processing is also another key point. Yeah. So referring to the microscopy comparison here, it shows that a comparison between a poor dispersed pigment in plastics versus a well dispersed one. So if poor pigment dispersion occurs like this one, it will cause the laser absorption or transmission to be inconsistent and eventually will affect welding qualities. And this is a case study we did based on a few projects we have with our genomic diagnostic device manufacturers, or we call it a DNA diagnostic device, DNA sequencer. So laser welding reliability is very important here to make sure the plastic part bond properly without causing the leakage in the IVD device. So in this device, there are reagent inside, so need to bond the plastic properly to avoid leakage. So in order to ensure the good weldability and low rejection rate during this laser welding process, we are offering the solution is not only designed based on optimized pigments and additive selections according to our customer system. We also offer the pre-color formulation, yeah, to ensure very good pigment and additive distributions in their polymer. So for this case, what we are offering is actually a laser absorbing solution, but we are able to offer both, yeah, laser absorbing or laser transmitting, and also offer a different color and transparency solution as well. So it is quite flexible. So as mentioned, you try to involve us early in your process, design process. Our technical expert will be able to design the right solutions for you. So another popular application, IVD applications, is labware, or we call it lab consumables products. Yeah. So a good example here is a pipette tip. If you can see on the screen here. So pipette tip are normally made from PP resins, and special functionalities is always required for such applications. So in the following illustrations, you can see a comparison between a common PP, yeah, and PP with good hydrophobicity with a higher contact angle, and excellent hydrophobicity, and a lotus leaf, which is the perfect hydrophobicity. Yeah. So such hydrophobic property is a key property for pipette tips application to reduce the water retention or reagent retention in the inner wall of the pipette tip. And we are currently offering a few additives in our portfolio as well to provide such functionality. So to better illustrate the performance, let's take a quick look on this video here. So the pipette tip on the left hand side, let me open this video. So the pipette tip on the left hand side shows an example of the poor hydrophobicity with high water retention, while the right hand side is showing an excellent performance with our additive added to the pipette tip, and where you can see the water retention is very minimum. Okay, so other than that, Avian's healthcare polymer solutions are not limited for IVD applications. So there are also many others solutions that we are offering for other medical applications like medical device, drug delivery device, and pharma packaging. So I have listed down the solutions in the slide, in next two slides, which this slide will be given to you as well for your future reference, as you can see here. Okay, so I thank you very much for your time today. This is all I would like to share with you today regarding IVD. So now I will hand over to our host today for the Q&A sessions. Yeah, thank you very much.
Direct, welcome back to our live Q&A. Do you see I prepare some questions there for you already? Yes. You were about to, at the end of your presentation, you said a while ago you were about to send the slides to them, or am I right? The last two slides, right? You're talking about the chart.
Yeah. I think we can share the slide with the audience. No problem.
Okay, if you want,
Yeah.
you can send it to me, and I can help you that with that.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, so please go to Q&A mode and find the first question you would like to answer first.
Okay. Are we receiving any other questions so far?
Just the questions in the chat box right now.
I see. Sure.
And people, yes, welcome. We have more questions. Yeah, if you want to ask the questions from to direct. Oh, are you ready?
Yeah. I'm ready.
Okay. Would you please read the question and start answering to the delegates?
Yeah, no problem. So there's some questions. So the first one, some people might be aware, might be wonder what is a pre-color formulation, yeah, and whether it is different with master batch or not. So the answer is that they are different. So for pre-color formulations, it is also we call it a compound. So different with master batch. Master batch, you use master batch in 4 to 6% and mix it with the natural resin before you feed it into your hopper and eventually produce it in the extruder and the injection molding machine. But pre-color formulation, or we call it compound, you just need to use it 100%, 100%, and it's much easier. Yeah. So normally it is used for some application when your medical part is very small. Yeah, you want to avoid the floor lines. Yeah, or maybe sometimes you want to add some spatial functionality to the plastic, for example, like conductive black or maybe radio opacity. Yeah, because this kind of application, the additive that we're adding is too high loading, so you can only produce it in a pre-color formulation, or we call it as a compound. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Pick next pick next question. Yes. Oh, this one. Can you
Yeah.
start?
So, can you provide biocompatibility USP Class 6 report for your medical grade master batch? Yeah. Okay. So for these questions, in fact, many of the customer try to request us to provide the biocomp report to them. Yeah. But we have to tell that we are not able to provide the report because what we are doing, we are not testing the master batch itself. What we are doing is to ensure all the raw material we use, they are tested. We send to a third party lab for such tests. Yeah, to ensure all the raw material used is biocompatible. And the reason why we are doing so is actually to help our customer to reduce the risk they face during their manufacturing or regulatory submission. Yeah, to help customer to reduce the risk and not to helping customer to do the test on behalf, because it is the manufacturer responsibility. It's their responsibility to do the test on their own, the biocom test on their own before they are send their product to the market.
Okay, great. Let me remind you that before you go to the next one, we have one
Yeah.
more question coming. Yeah, you can see. Anyway, I'll put all the questions in the Q&A mode.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can pick anyone you want to answer. Yeah, we still have some time.
Okay, no problem. I see the question coming from P PUR. Yeah. So I see the question. Do you offer uh, any hydrophobicity solution for PUR or material? Yeah. So I believe this audience could be asking for polyurethane. Yeah. So so far we still do not have the standard product used for PU. I'm not so sure you are referring to thermoplastic TPU, thermoplastic polyurethane, or PU. polyurethane because they are different. Yeah. So I think my contact will be shared with you. If you have such inquiry, you can come to me or try to check internally whether we can have solution for you. For sure, I need to get some more details from you. So far, we do not have. Yeah, our solution is mainly for PP at current moment.
Okay, so I believe this question is asked by Mr. Kong, Kawi Kong. Yes, and also Derek, would you like to share your contact information again in the chat box later so they can have a further discussion with you, like
Uh,
your email or something?
yeah, sure. I will put it there. Yeah.
Okay, sure. If you want, you can give it to me too. I can post it for you. But if you want, you can go to the event website and have networking with the other delegates too. So,
Okay.
because of the time issue, maybe can we go to the last question?
Uh, okay, sure. I think that's the last questions.
Yeah, I
So
believe that there's one more.
yeah. So some IVD, in vitro diagnostic device, do not contact with human body. So do we really need to use medical grade? Yeah, I think this question is quite common to many people also. So not only apply to IVD and medical device also. Sometimes people say a medical device is not contact with human body. So my question is that because my answer is that for medical grade, yeah, as explained just now, medical grade not only means biocompatibility, ISO 10993 and USB class 6. Yeah. So not only that, so for devices that is no direct contact, so you might not need biocompatibility, but what you need as a medical grade is that a change control. Yeah, just also mentioned change control two same pigment, same cast number pigment that can have different properties, chemical and mechanical properties. Yeah. So you try to imagine if your supplier they remain the same color and same property in the COA, but when they deliver the product to you, but inside the formulation, in fact, they already changed something. You do not know. You will only realize when that is something happened to your product recall or you got informed by regulator. Yeah, so what you need not only biocom but also change control. Yeah, so it is a package, I would say, for medical device. Yeah, so to answer the question, I would say you still need the medical grade. Yeah, you still need the medical grade even if there is
Okay.
no direct contact.
Sorry for stopping you that because we have limited time, but there's
No
one
problem.
more question coming. Yes, I'll you for a very short time. Please try answer that in 30 seconds.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so I got a question. Do you do extractable and leachables? Yeah, extractable and leachables. I believe this is something that done by the manufacturer, or device manufacturer. But to us, how we control the extractable and leachable? Um, in our incoming QC check, all the raw material coming into our plant. Yeah. Before manufacture the product, we will have the raw material go through a fingerprinting FTIR test. Yeah. So how we do? First, we will do extractions according to ISO 10993 Part 18 chemical characterization to extract that raw material and do fingerprinting FTIR test. This is how we do the QC control. We are controlling these extractables. Yeah.
I see. Okay,
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
you for your time today, joining
Okay.
today. And I really hope that I see that there are more questions coming, I believe. So leave your contact information in the chat box so that delegates can also come to you. Also, if you want to share some slides too, you can upload to some cloud and use the download link to share with them as well.
Okay. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. I hope that I can see you in our future events as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. No problem. Thank you, Jerry.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank
everyone.
you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, thank you, Direct Lua. 谢谢. Okay, he can speak Mandarin too. So, thank you for him. It's great presentation, and thank you, delegates. You're really great. You asked a lot of great questions that I like. That I like. We have more discussion in the chat box. That's how we. That's our goal today, right? In the summit, we want to learn something. Okay, let's welcome to the next very insightful speaker. Nanotronics, Dr. Jerome Palaganas. He's a CEO from Nanotronics, and he's about to talk about the topic: latest technology and innovations in the medical plastic industry. Let me find you, Dr. Rome. Okay, Dr. Rome, if you want, yeah, you can just open the camera and microphone for now. Yeah, sure. Say hi to delegates.
Hello to everyone. So, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. So, happy
Exactly.
to be here. And then, of course, looking forward to discussing with you my topic.
Okay, so are you ready to share your PowerPoint slide as we practiced a while ago?
Yes, sure. I'll
Let's do
go.
it.
Okay,
Okay,
let
when
me
you're
share.
ready, I'll say goodbye to the delegates and let you have the floor.
Okay, so let me share my slide.
Oh, remember if you have audio, share the audio as well.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, great. That's great. Full
So,
screen the PowerPoint slide. You have the floor. Okay, see you later in the live Q&A time.
all right, thank you, Jack. Good day. My name is Dr. Jerome Palaganas, and I will talk about the latest technology and innovations in the medical plastic industry. A polymer is a substance or material consisting of a very large molecules or macromolecules composed of many repeating subunits. This is classified into thermoplastic, thermoset, and elastomer. Simply put, polymer is basically any plastic or rubber material, and the one we usually term as plastics are those classified under thermoplastic and thermoset. The only difference of the two is the former is deformed when heat is applied. Polymer, when applied to medical, has a market size of about 7.7 billion US dollar with an annual growth rate of 8%. Due to COVID, the revised growth rate forecast is reduced to 4.49%. Polymer has been around for use in the medical applications. Depending on application, specific type of polymer material is used. The most common polymer materials in the field today are polymethyl methacrylate or PMMA, also known as acrylic or plexiglass, polyethylene terephthalate or PET, polytetrafluoroethylene or PTFE, polyethylene or PE, and polypropylene or PP. Aside from these, silicone is also widely used due to its flexibility and biocompatibility. Here are some of the prominent areas for the application of plastic materials in medicine. Number one, general medical supplies such as in bandages, gloves, blood bags, catheters, syringes, IV kits, and tubing. Number two, diagnostic and surgical equipment like in the case of MRI machines, ECG monitors, and surgical equipment. Number three, E and T, such as in the case of hearing aids. Number four, orthopedics, such as prosthesis for joints, such used for shoulder, elbow, hip, and knee, and have seen substantial adoption. Number five, drug delivery systems. As the name suggests, this includes implants which can deliver drugs to the determined target. This has recently seen keen interest with demand towards the controlled release of drugs into the body. Number six, dental. Teeth and gums are prone to decay and destruction by bacteria. In such cases, dental implants are useful. Number seven, cardiovascular applications, such as in valves and arteries, which tend to lose shape or get blocked due to fat deposits and other reasons. Presented here are five major trends medical device OEMs should take into consideration when selecting plastic materials and manufacturing processes for their designs. Number one, high incidence of hospital acquired infections or HAIs. Although progress has been made in reducing the risk of acquiring healthcare associated infections, HAIs remain an enormous problem. Based on research, one of every 25 patients contracted HAIs. To counteract these negative effects, material suppliers are developing new polymers with high levels of chemical resistance specifically for medical device application. Number two, replacement of traditional materials. Thanks to ongoing improvement in the physical and mechanical properties of medical polymers, new plastic formulations are regularly substituted for long established materials in medical device designs. Many of today's engineering plastics can rival metals when it comes to tensile strength, and they are obviously lighter, cheaper, more flexible, and easier to process. Number three, cost containment. Cost cutting is not a new trend in the medical device industry, but with forces like the medical device tax, payment reforms, globalization, and others bearing down upon them, manufacturers are desperate to find new ways to reduce expenses, and they are turning to their suppliers, including polymer providers and contract manufacturers, for solutions to the problem. Number four, environmental concerns. Medical device companies are beginning to respond to the public's growing awareness of and interest in environmental concerns, which is not necessarily a bad thing. However, public pressure to be sustainable and environmentally conscious can sometimes compel manufacturers to make choices they wouldn't otherwise make, decisions that aren't always consistent with the latest scientific consensus. Number five, emergence of bioresorbables. Bioresorbable polymers have been around for over 2 decades, but their use in medical devices has exploded over the past several years. These materials, which degrade over time, are safely absorbed and excreted by the body, constantly finding new application in medicine, particularly in the areas of drug delivery, like in drug-eluting stents, bone augmentation and fixations, like screws, and tissue regeneration and replacement, like scaffolds. Bioresorbables have a wide range of benefits. Now, let's take a look at the latest technologies adopting polymer materials for medical applications. 3D printing and nanotechnology are two of the emerging technologies today which are being adapted in the medical field. 3D printing involves a layer by layer approach of assembling things, including processes such as extrusion, binding, melting, and photopolymerization, whereas nanotechnology looks at or studies a very small things which are usually in the dimension of less than 100 nanometer and application ranging or cutting across different science fields. Over the years, 3D printing in healthcare has seen a dramatic increase not just in the overall revenue, but also for applications in the field. In 2016, the top applications of 3D printing in medical already include dental implant, medical implant, prosthetics, and hearing aids. But of course, more and more applications are now being realized thanks to 3D printing technology. Shown here is one of the applications of 3D printing, in this case, a fully functional 3D printed arm prosthesis. Another application in this case is a bone implant made from high performance polymer. The shown material here has already been granted an FDA approval. Another application is the 3D printed body parts used in medical training. Several hospitals and medical universities are employing this method in order to reduce time of surgery with their patients and to teach more effectively medical students in classroom settings. Here, we have another 3D printed application. In this case, an airway stent for the lung using an FDA approved biopolymer material. 3D printing is also used in providing breathable cast, shoe sole for treatment, like prosthesis, and even medical hearing aid. Last but not the least is the use of 3D printing in terms of providing microfluidic devices, which are currently being used as testing and treatment devices in the medical field. As earlier discussed, nanotechnology field deals with the study of extremely small things. To qualify, the dimension referred here is around 1 to 100 nanometer. There are several materials which are currently available, as shown on the left side, which come in different shapes. To make the nanoparticle active and effective, different surface modifications are usually deployed depending on application. In terms of applications, nanoparticles are used in drug delivery, molecular marker, medical imaging, and diagnostics, and even in tissue engineering to grow tissues such as muscles and bones, as an example. To give you an idea of the relative size of a nanoparticle, let us examine this photo. Shown to the left is a coronavirus which has a zero point 0.1 micron or a 100 nanometer diameter in dimension. It is much smaller to unknown dust particles, your red blood cell, and even to most bacteria. Thus, it is the reason why good grade face masks are recommended for you to wear in order to provide you protection from the virus. Relatively, nanotechnology has helped in the creation of the current mRNA COVID vaccines, similar to the ones that we have, like in the case of Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. Apart from vaccine, nanotechnology has provided us the creation of new materials. In this case, a new nanocomposite, which has better mechanical properties and biocompatibility, which is suited for external medical prosthetic application. Another technology emerging is that of the wearables. It must be noted that the materials to be used for the wearable must provide ease of use, comfort, and compatibility in order for the devices to be fully functional. Likewise, the material must work effectively in conjunction with the other technologies within the wearable device. Before I end my presentation, allow me to share this video about the latest development in 3D printing, which is into bioprinting. Let's watch the video.
Notification bell to keep yourself up to date. Number 10. Bioprinted Heart. A couple of months ago, a team of Israeli researchers presented a bioprinted heart the size of a cherry. The organ consisted of cells, blood vessels, ventricles, and chambers, a first for the industry. The researchers developed a hydrogel from the patient's own fat tissue, reducing the risk of rejection once implanted. The printing process would have taken only 3 to 4 hours. The heart is no bigger than a rabbit's heart, but it's an encouraging start. Note also the results obtained by BioLife 4D. The American company has succeeded in bioprinting a miniature human heart with ventricles and cavities. Number 4. Bioprinted corneas. The World Health Organization estimates that 10 million people worldwide require surgery to prevent corneal blindness, and 4.9 million already suffer from complete blindness due to corneal scarring. In 2019, researchers from the University of Newcastle developed a 3D printed artificial cornea for the first time that could be transplanted for people in need. After studying and generating data from a volunteer's eye, the researchers were able to design a 3D model of the cornea. One of the most challenging aspects was using the right materials to hold the concave shape of the cornea, as well as finding an ink thin enough to squirt through a 3D bioprinter's nozzle. Using only one healthy human cornea, they were able to 3D print 50 artificial ones, a breakthrough advancement in ophthalmology. Number 8. Bioprinted mini liver. Researchers at the University of Sao Paulo in Brazil have succeeded in creating miniature versions of human liver from blood cells. The process took only 90 days from the collection of the patient's blood to the production of the tissue. These liver organoids, developing using 3D bioprinting technologies, integrate the functionalities of the organ in question. These include the production of vital proteins, the storage of vitamins, and the secretion of bile. To create the liver tissue, the team used Incredible Bioprinter, marketed by manufacturer Cellink, one of the most recognized in the industry. Number 7. Bioprinted Ear Project. This bioprinting project was made possible through a collaboration between Queensland University of Technology and Maya Van Mulligan to help her regain her hearing. The Hear Save Foundation, also involved in the recovery of the little girl, states that the 3D printed ear is fully functional and will allow Maya to hear again. The ear implant was created using the patient's cartilage cells, reducing the risk of rejection once implanted. In addition, this type of custom-made bioprinting solution is actually less expensive than other alternatives. Number 6. Bioprinting a pancreas. A team of scientists from the Foundation of Research and Development of Science has set itself the goal of developing a functional 3D printed pancreas by 2020, which will help diabetic patients avoid having to inject insulin and minimize the risk of related secondary complications, which often lead to death. For the bioprinting, a biopsy of the patient and stem cell harvest is first performed. The cells are then converted into cells capable of producing insulin and glucagon. These are then used as bioink to print the pancreas. Hold on tight, as I will introduce a bioprint that can be considered as a feature of burn wound reconstruction. Bioprinted bones. A team from Swansea University in the UK has developed a bioprinting process which can create an artificial bone matrix using durable regenerative biomaterial. Currently, extremely complex bone fractures are treated through a surgical procedure called bone grafting, which replaces missing or damaged bones with synthetic cement-based materials. However, this technique comes with its limitations, as these structures can often have inappropriate mechanical integrities and don't allow the formation of new bone tissues. The bioprinted bones can be printed in the exact structure needed with a durable and regenerative biomaterial. This material is made from gelatin, agarose, collagen alginate, calcium phosphate, and polycaprolactone. Number 4. Bioprinted cartilage. Researchers at an Australian biofabrication center called BioFab3D have built a handheld cartilage printing device called the BioPen. The BioPen is filled with stem cells derived from a patient's fat, which can create and surgically implant custom scaffolds of living material into failing joints. Much like 3D printed bones, the cartilage undergoes a process of growth and development within the body. So far, it's only been tested on sheep, but its developers hope that in future, the BioPen can also help to accelerate the regeneration of functional cartilage in human patients. In practice, a surgeon will be able to use the 3D printing technology of the handheld stylus to place a bioink into a damaged joint layer by layer. The ink layers, which are comprised of stem cells and specially selected growth factors within a biopolymer matrix, form a structure which a patient's reproducing cells will rapidly strengthen for lasting cartilage repair. Number 3. Bioprinted kidneys. Professor Anthony Atala, director of Wake Forest Institution for Regenerative Medicine, presented a 3D bioprinted kidney for the first time. Within 7 hours, his team was able to design this organ from stem cells. The kidney could not live for very long, but the project was full of promise. Since then, the printing work has continued. At Harvard, for example, researchers have succeeded in bioprinting a 3D model of a vascularized proximal tubule to better understand the structure and function of the kidney. Number 2. Bioprinted ovaries. Researchers from Northwestern University were developing a solution for women with fertility issues. Back then, they had succeeded in implanting a bioprinted ovary in a sterile mouse. 2 years later, the researchers made some very promising progress. They were able to map the location of structural proteins in a pig ovary, allowing them to create a bioink to bioprint functional ovaries for human use. Additionally, the team explained that their methodology could be used to identify other types of proteins that could facilitate the creation of bioinks for other organs. Number 1. Bioprinted skin. The market for bioprinted skin is growing steadily. According to BBC Research, the market will grow from $24.7 billion in 2018 to $109.9 billion in 2023. The startup company Poitis has developed 4D printed skin, which in the future could be transplanted for victims of burns or skin diseases. The software called Cytocentric CAD has been developed specifically for the printing process, which is designed to meet the challenge of imitating the body's own tissue. This is 4D printing, as tissue components are precisely arranged in space and are also subject to the action of self-organization processes of cells. By taking self-organizing processes into account, it is possible to create highly complex tissue structures that are very close to those of the human body. The 4D printed skin is clinically tested in collaboration with the Assistance Publique, Hôpitaux de Marseille. Poitis' long-term goal is to place a bioprinter in every hospital to enable the production of personalized tissue and improve the waiting time of patients waiting for transplants. Which of these organs bioprint?
Yeah, thank you
That's
very
it.
much.
Is it finished?
Yes,
I heard the last is the 4D printing, right?
yes,
Oh my God,
that's about it.
shocking. Okay. Oh, so okay, let's go to the live Q&A for now. It's a bit rush that, but delegates, get ready for your with your questions to our Dr. Jerome to answer the question. We have some questions there in the Q&A mode already, right? Would you
Mm-hmm.
please share the question for now? Let me
Okay.
delete that. Okay, this one. Oh, it's a bit long. Would you please read the question and start answering to our delegates?
Okay. In the areas of 3D printing and polymer development, what can we expect to realize now and in 5 years' time in the medical application? So, as you have seen actually from the video, there's a lot of things already ongoing today. So, today we can actually use 3D printing with advanced or actually basic polymer in prosthetics, and also we can use it in the development of 4D or bio 3D printing, and there's already a lot of breakthrough. So in the future, I look forward that, of course, the development will push not just with the use of the cornea, but of course, it will be successful in terms of having a human heart, the kidney, and also some parts of the body, because that would already eliminate the use of, say, donors, and patients would not actually wait for things to happen for them to be operated. So in these areas, Australia and even Canada are leading, by the way, in terms of doing this development.
Okay. We're talking about the future technology, right?
Yes.
But it's happening now. Would you please select the next question for us?
Okay, so the next question is, the bioprinting and polymer development looks very promising field, and what current application can be readily deployed in the medical field? So I've already shared early on about this. So currently they're already using it for like external parts. So there are already like successful operations or surgery using like uh, fully functional 3D printed ear. So it's sort of like bionics. And then you saw that cornea is already possible today. And of course, the implementation or development of like the 3D printed skin. So that has been like very significant and instrumental, especially in the current field. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Oh, by the way, we have more questions coming up, so I will just keep copy it in the Q&A mode for you. Okay.
Okay. So uh, where is the speaker based? Actually, I'm based from the Philippines.
That's a question from Jimmy. Okay,
Yeah.
next one. Next one.
Next one.
Mm.
Can we print heart valves like the mitral, aortic, or tricuspid with polymer? So uh, currently there are developments, as I've already shown and also mentioned earlier. So they have already successfully, say, develop and then have successful heart tissue, but in a very small scale. But there is also a development to push it to have the whole heart per se. So I'm looking at in the next 3 to 5 years, it will be possible. So if the development is successful, then therefore we can see that these particular parts will be 3D printed, not just with polymer, but it has to be combined right now with protein and some other special materials, which actually has been discussed early on in the video.
Okay, next one.
Okay, so
Oh, yeah. If you want, if you can, you don't. Yeah, there's a question from Jimmy.
okay, so can I publish?
If you want, yeah, it's a bit private. Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, this one, I'll provide my contact details here. So I'll leave it with Jack, and also I'll write it here in the chat box so that for those who wishes actually to contact me, they can contact me through my email information.
Yes, of course. So Jimmy, let's talk later. Yeah, with his contact emails and contact numbers, maybe, right?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that we still have the time for the next question. However, I would like to ask you to do the last one. Choose between these two questions. I'll type it here.
Okay, can you?
Do you see there's two more questions there, right? Because of the time, I think we better just answer the last one.
Okay, so can you show it on the screen? I publish it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I forgot to switch back.
Amazing sharing. How many years down the road do you see the 3D printed implants being used? Uh,
Interesting.
yeah, very interesting. Actually, between now and 5 years down the road, there will be a lot of significant developments. We see that this is already like being implemented. So they are starting to use it on clinical trials. So one of those is actually for the for the heart stent, and this was already like in 2017. It has been tested on mice. Now I think it has passed already the lamb level or the sheep, and because they said that it's actually replicating or very similar in terms of the anatomy or physiology of the human, and it's just a matter of time that this will go human trial. If that will be the case and then it will be successful, then it's just a matter of time, like 2 to 3 years from now, we will have that as already implemented in hospitals, maybe from developed countries. And of course, there will be no need for us to do like say cutting or bypassing, and that will be eliminated. And of course, if you do the bypass, you have to replace it with tissues or organs still coming from a different part of the body as long as it is healthy. So I would see that in 3 to 5 years, this will be something which would be disseminated or available already in the world.
Okay. So, since I said it's the last question, right? But I decide to give you more 30 seconds to pick the next question to answer in very short.
Uh, okay, so this one. How about the long-term biocompatibility testing and animal studies of these polymers? As I've already shared early on, of course, it is a standard that biocompatibility or biocompatible polymers are used here, because if you do not use the biocompatible polymers, then therefore there will be a problem in terms of integrating it with like another material. So for instance, protein material, because protein will not actually form or combine it. And of course, as you know, the polymer would be the scaffold, and tissues will be built on this. So biocompatibility, it's very crucial in terms of the material requirement for it to proliferate or for it to be successful as part of the 3D printing process when we talk about the bio 3D printing. And of course, as I mentioned, there are like different clinical studies being done. So there are like 3 level before it even goes to the human trial. And once fully successful, it's only the time that, of course, it will be implemented on human operations. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, since we have went over the time a little bit already, so I will not ask you to say the conclusion. However, saying goodbye to delegates, and also remember, go to chat box, leave your contact information. Also, leave with Jimmy. Okay, you can talk later.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much for all those who attended. And of course, I look forward for the networking. If you have further questions, you can go to the website or for the site, and then you can actually do the network. And I'll leave my contact information here if you wishes, by the way, if you have like other questions or something, to discuss. So that contact or information would serve you. Thank you.
Sure, of course. Leave it with me. I can help you. So, delegates, in the chat box right now, say goodbye to Dr. Jerome, Dr. Rome. Okay, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, great. Very insightful presentation, right? Let's move to the next one. This one is very interesting too, from Solanist. Technical presentation from Mr. Kelvin Lim, Manager Field Development of Solanist. He will talk about application of high performance engineering plastic in the medical field. Let's welcome Mr. Kelvin Lim.
Hello, good afternoon to everyone. My name is Kelvin, and I'm the Field Development Manager from Sydneylai, Singapore. I have been with Sydneylai for the last 11 years. Today, I'm very honored to present you Sydneylai's specialty liquid crystal polymers for thin wall components of medical devices. Firstly, let me share with you that what Celanese liquid crystal polymers can offer you. Liquid crystal polymers thermoplastics are well known in the consumer electronics industry, and now it is increasingly used in the medical devices. Many OEMs want to make their connected device smaller and lighter in weight. Some also want to integrate and put more technology in their medical devices. Not only that, OEMs also want their medical device manufactured efficiently and cost-effectively. Indeed, LCP resin can help designers and engineers achieve these goals. Today, I will share with you about how the design benefits of LCP for medical devices. I also will share some examples of LCP history in medical applications. I will also show you the uniqueness of the LCP in the engineering thermoplastics and what is the required of LCP to be considered for medical use. And I will also share the LCP morphology, flow, and resulting physical properties. And later, we'll also see the consumer's electronics, how to transform to medical devices. And last but not least, I will share a case study and example of LCP in medical device. Designers are looking for new technology, new solutions to pack more functions into a compact and lighter device for patient comfort and convenience. LCP polymers are a natural fit for structural elements with thin wall designs to fill up more internal space without sacrificing strength, stiffness, and dimensional control. Medical technology LCPs allow for micro-molding and replication of intricate details in miniaturized devices for delivery of therapeutic drugs and vaccines. These same advantages are transferable to a precision combination drug delivery devices, which incorporate complex mechanism and wireless contacted electronics for pharma prescription adherence goal. All these benefits arise from the unique microstructure of a liquid crystal polymers. Celanese has more than 40 years of innovation history in various approval and medical. LCP resins are unique in the world of engineering resins. It is easily processed on conventional equipments, and high mold temperatures are not necessary as like molding PPS or PEEK. LCP has an excellent dimensional stability with low moisture absorption and low mold shrinkage. LCP inherently V0UL flammability rating. It is very clean, low extractables, food contact compliance, and medical biocompatibility. It has a service temperature from negative 190 degrees C up to 240 degrees C and even up to 340 degrees C for a short term. It has a good mechanical strength properties and excellent barrier properties to oxygens or moisture. It is sterilizable under the steam, ETO, gamma radiation, H2O2 plasma, and it also has an excellent chemical resistance as well. Our LCP MT Vetra has a wide variety of fillers for fine-tuned mechanical strength and tribology performance. Let me share with you what we can offer you with the high material quality of our MT Vetra LCP for regulated medical devices. Our material complies to FDA and EU requirements. It has a long-term supply assurance without change of formulations. It is an animal and latex-free formulations. It is certified biocompatibility under the USB 23 Class 6 or ISO 10993. It is also having the FDA Drug and Device Master File. We also do an individual analytical test per lot delivery where appropriate. We also expanded certificate of inspection. We do a change management aligned to a GMP principles, and we also provide support in regulatory approval. Our broad portfolio of a Vectra MT LCP include glass field, mineral field, higher flow, tribologically modified, and appearance grids. Is suitable for a variety of uses in medical device applications. Here you can find our medical technology LCP product overview. we have 15% and 30% glass-filled LCP. We also have a 30% to 40% mineral-filled LCP, as well as 35% PTFE glass-filled. There are countless of opportunities for modified grades that provide extraordinary easy flow and low warpage. It's ideal for highly complex designs and for optimizing material use. Here you see the difference of morphology for amorphous, semi-crystalline polymer, and LCP. The morphology of LCP resin, lemmatic rock like a crystallized structure, in fact very similar to the uncooked spaghetti. It's long and highly structured. It is very different from amorphous and semi-crystalline resins, which are unstructured. LCP has a low heat of fusion from its order molecular structure, which changes very little from molten to a solid phase. It rapidly solidifies when flow ceases, allowing a rapid cycle from melt injection to part injection. Therefore, the nematic structure of LCP helps with its extremely high flow in the thin wall geometrics and yet provide high stiffness and strength. Usually, we think the mechanical performance will be weak when the components has a thinner wall. But LCP resin is unique in the world of engineering resins. For LCP polymers, the stiffness increases as the wall thickness decreases, resulting from the unique microstructure and the unique rock-like molecular orientation that align with a shear flow. In fact, 1 mm thickness wall sections are the sweet spot for optimum mechanical properties. This paradigm shift in thinking, since thinner wall design drive the final material properties to their performance-capable levels. From this slide, we'll show how the flow-induced orientation that influence LCP polymers' unique behaviors. On our left, the LCP polymers is at the liquid no-flow situation, and you can see the molecular structure, which consists of rigid, rock-like macromolecules that are ordered. When the LCP polymers start to flow in a wide channel, the molecules are ultimately aligned on the surface where they form a skin that is highly oriented in the flow direction, while the core layer is having the molecular structure further aligned and starting self-reinforced. On the other hand, when the LCP polymer flow in a narrow channel, a highly crystallized structure exists in the flow orientation, causes a more self-reinforcement effect, giving an exceptional flexural and impact strength, as well as a good tensile performance. LCP always exhibit a melting range rather than a sharp melt point. The typical solidification time is a few seconds, with injection molding cycle times range commonly 5 to 15 seconds for small parts molding, depending on the number of cavities. LCP has a low heat of fusion from its order molecular structure, which changes very little from molten to solid phase. It rapidly solidifies when flow ceases, allowing a rapid cycle from the melt injection to a part ejection. Look at the spiral flow chart within the L-ring box. You can find that LCP 30% glass fiber fill here has shown extremely good flow comparing to other 30% to 40% glass fiber engineering thermoplastics at 3.2 mm. We recommend the part and the tool design must provide for high enough shear to maintain a low viscosity throughout the tool. In fact, LCP flow has even better under the high shear without degrading mechanical properties. On your right, the chart shows LCP flow increases exponentially with high shear, high injection rate compared to PPS. Due to LCP extreme shear flow behavior, complex thin wall designs that can't be filled with other resin now can be filled with LCP and high micro replication of more surface achieved. This is one reason why LCP is useful for micro molded parts. Thin wall design enables fast cycle times for higher productivities and reduced material use. Those cost economies important for single or limited use products. Minimal molecular reorganization during solidification now only lead to a faster cycle times, but to low shrinkage for high precision, tighter tolerant parts. Liquid crystal polymers thermoplastics are well known in the consumer electronics industry. Products keeps evolving and continuously improve as device becomes smaller and more sophisticated. Vectra LCP is always the preferred material for microconnectors, high-speed connectors for 5G, and precision optics for miniaturization of consumer electronic devices such as mobile phone cameras and tablets bus connectors. Today, we see many drug delivery devices are integrating electronic circuits, transceivers, and even the precision micro-optical assemblies translate from consumer electronics cameras to wearable devices for heart rate and blood flow monitoring. LCP polymer is one of the special materials capable for molding such a small and precise components, enable the design of such complex devices with intricate design and thin wall. Let me share with you a case study. Our OEM drug delivery customers had designed a wearable injector that allowed patients to manage their diabetes with an effective low maintenance treatment approach. The designers were searching for a material solution that optimized functionality while managing overall device costs, especially critical since the components of the device were disposable. The specific requirements for a lightweight, cost-efficient wearable device call for an excellent mechanical performance, including dimensional stability, high stiffness, and tight part tolerance for the internal chassis. From previous experience, we were confident that such a property would increase production efficiency by allowing for higher cavities molds or shorter cycle times. Additionally, material that could allow for space saving inside the device housing would provide opportunities to add connectivity features or other electronics, and generally increase design flexibility. Our field development engineers and product specialists work with customers to replace a polycarbonate device chassis with a higher performance, smaller components produced with one of our Celanese medical compliance liquid crystal polymers grades. After carefully thought and collaboration, Vectra MT LCP 1305 was selected. This is a 15% glass reinforced, higher flow grade of LCP, enabling medical device designers to develop a thinner wall, reduce weight chassis, and accelerate cycle times. This collaborative approach to material selection resulted in an up to 50% part cost saving versus the incumbent polycarbonate material. Savings were realized through greater productivity with shorter cycle times and increased multi-cavity. Lastly, the simplified design has allowed for increased flexibility for other components. There are also other healthcare applications such as housing, an inner part for hearing aids, compact camera modules for some medical equipment like surgical instruments. For example, the original surgical stapler cartridge produced in metal and comprised of several components. With changing to LCP polymer for the cartridge, it helped the customers to integrate design flexibility, cost saving, lightweight, and easy to produce compared to the original metal cartridge. In summary, the unique microstructure of LCP enables rapid cycle molding of smaller, compact, and more complex device components. Celanese Vectra Medical Technology LCP has a long clinical history in registered medical device and supported by our MT polymer service package, including biocompatibility data to support regulatory filling and to reduce of risk through change notification, heightened quality procedures, and long-term supply agreements. Celanese has broad knowledge and deep capability in the customization of Vectra LCP for use in cutting-edge electronics applications. We can utilize our expertise to translate into medical devices. When working with our MT line of products, our part designs and processing team include industry-leading computer-aided engineering LCP design capability to allow conceptualization of new part design before tool production. Last but not least, I also like to share with you other medical technology portfolio beside LCP for healthcare applications. we have Hostoform POM, we have Selenix PBT, Fortran PPS, GUR for UHM WPE, we have Ateva EVA, and co-poly thermal conductive polymer. We are always here ready to support you and your product development with our medical technology portfolio. Thank you so much.
And that now it's the Q&A time. Kelvin, are you ready for the Q&A? Let me categorize those questions for you.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that was a while ago. You were sharing the contact information, right, at the last 2 pages. That was a bit fast. However, there are many your coworkers in the chat box right now. He's talking to the others right now.
Yes.
So,
Jack, before that, maybe I would like to invite my colleagues as well. Tsai. Is it Tsai is on the line? Sorry.
let me find Tsai. Hi, Tsai. If you're here already, please also turn on the microphone and camera to join us.
Yep.
Hi, Tsai. Are you there too?
All right. Maybe he will joining in later.
Yeah, you can start now first. However,
All right.
you can see that he's in the chat box now. He's
Exactly.
in this room now.
Okay. Let me
you
take
can
a look.
start by yourself first.
All right. Let me take a look.
Okay, of course.
All right. We have one very interesting question here.
Sure. Which is?
Okay, so there's a question here is how do I know whether I should select LCP for my medical devices or components? Yep. So let me answer this question. So at first, I think it's important in selecting the most appropriate material, the medical grade that for complex mechanical drugs delivery devices in the early stage for the project, and it can be facilitated successful launch and also decrease the risk of a failure. So what I would suggest, firstly, you have to examine the components interaction and also the material option at the concept of a very early design stage, right? And I will very strongly recommend that talk to our field development engineers and maybe the product specialists to get some material knowledge and also maybe the technical data to help your designer to understand and then how to make the design to push for the performance. And another things that I will also suggest to get an earlier involvement of a resin supplier is very important, and start collaboration together between the material resin supplier and also the OEM, design house, molder, tool maker, and even the contract manufacturer is very important. Yeah. So this is my answer for that.
Sure. Is Tsai there already? I think he just logged out.
Yeah, maybe he got the issue for logging in. Yeah. Okay. So it's okay. Let me just take a look of yeah.
Yeah, look, you just choose the questions you can answer from your side first.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah.
No
And
problem.
by the way, there are more questions coming, especially the latest one. You can take a look at that one too.
Okay, no problem at all. So let me take a look. Yep. So I think I saw this question as well. So yep, can Vectra LCP be used in the implant medical devices? Okay, so let me take this question as well. So basically for Vectra MT, this medical technology products, it has been very specially formulated for use in the medical and pharmaceutical medical application. So in class 1, class 2, or even a class 3 devices. However, this Vectra LCP is not intended for any implant application. Maybe a short term of a skin contact is fine. For example, like the application to do a very micro molding, like the micro needle area, or maybe some, just now I will share the example like the surgical stepper cartridge. So if you really have some application need to explore whether it's used in the implant, please feel free to contact our account manager or our field development manager to confirm the use of your application, or maybe you require additional information on our medical products. Yeah. So this is my answer on that.
Interesting. And also, I would like to share this information with you. Direct Luan, our speaker from ASEAN, say, great sharing. Good sharing, Kevin, in the chat.
Thanks, Derek. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So, by the way, also for your information, I make Tsai as the speaker again, but he logged out again. So I
No
think it's
problem.
on you for now. Okay. You pick the
Okay.
next question, shall we?
Okay, let me take a look.
Yeah, there's many. You can take a little second. Okay, you choose the next one.
All right. This is everybody would like to know. So what kind of the technical support do you provide? Does Solenis provide for designer for new to use the Vectra LCP? Is there a service charge or free? Okay, very good question. All right. When working with our medical products, all right, so our basically just now I mentioned our field development engineer and also our product specialist will first come in and they will talk to your designer to understand your application and also the CTQs, and then they will start to offer materials selection to the customers. And in addition on that, so our part design and also the process team include the CAE team. So they will offer the support in LCP design capabilities to allow the conceptualization for the new part design and or before the tool product for the making the tool for production. So we also have our molding expert to support for the trial as well and helping in the process optimization when you already have the prototype tool. Of course, if you use our material, so we do offer these services free of charge. All right. Thank you.
Sure. In the chat box right now, let me see. Oh, Tsai is here again. Let me
good.
again make Tsai as a speaker to turn on the microphone and camera again. Tsai, if you want, you can join. Yeah.
Is Tsai here?
And Luis, by the way, yeah, Tsai keeps relog in and log out. So I don't know. I'm not sure what's his status right now. Maybe he's using because he used cell phone a while ago, before, right, during the rehearsal.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, for time out for the information for all delegates, our speaker Joseph Jocson is ready also in the here. Later he will be speaking to all of you. And Tsai, welcome. Finally.
All right, Tsai.
Yeah.
Good.
And yeah, finally, we joined the media from another Edge Microsoft Edge.
The browser, right? Yeah. Sometimes the browser Edge.
The browser, yeah.
Switch to that. Okay, time is passing by. So pick the next question, Tsai. For the next one, is for you.
Okay.
This is another good question for the technical. So let me read out the question first. So
okay, who wants to do that? Okay.
Yeah, let me read out the question first.
Okay, sure. Tsai, look for the other question for the next one.
Can LCP easily and fully recyclable? I can pick out this one, I think. Yeah. So basically, LCP is
wait, just a moment. Have you picked the question already? Publish the question to everybody. So yeah, we can focus on the question you choose.
Okay. Then let me
click the publish button.
So you go to the Q&A mode.
Yes.
And then you.
Can you help?
Yeah, maybe I help you to get the questions.
Yeah, Tsai, please read the question. Let's publish for you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Just the one that I pick up is that can you see my question?
Yes. Why can every short cycle times be realized with Vectra LCP, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, please answer that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think let's have the two aspects. The first one is that it's normally for LCP is for thin wall design and use the very ultra high injection speed. For that part. So basically, can help for the cycle time. But a more important thing is that LCP by itself is freeze very easily. I mean, when filled into the mold, and then it solidify very quickly compared with the other semi-crystalline material. And by having that two features, so basically total cycle time, I mean, can be reduced significantly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, next one.
Okay, so Tsai, I help you to pick up this question as well. Yeah, let me publish. And yeah, you would like to read out?
Yeah. So which question can?
Yes. Okay.
This
The
one in
question.
the center area.
The question is, what kind of the sterilization process do you recommend for the medical use LCP material?
Okay. Yeah. For this question, actually, so we also have some internal evaluation on the multiple different kind of the sterilization process, including the steam, UV radiation, and also the copper. How can I say the one that we use is a copper 60 radiation process. But basically for LCP is like aromatic ester backbone. So the steam, high temperature steam sterilization actually is not a very suitable part for LCP, but we do have some internal study on the copper radiation process that showing, or for example, or MT1300 grade that has a pretty good mechanical retention on the different copper 16 dosage. So we have some internal evaluation data for sure. I mean, if the customer would like to take a look at that, yeah, we are willing to provide that. Yeah.
Yes. Great.
Okay. Ready for the next one? I think because of the time, I can give you 2 more questions to answer.
All right.
From Tsai or Kelvin.
Let me see. Let me try this.
Yeah, by the way, and also they're cool, right? Cool Kenny is also answering in text. So cool, you can try the best answering all the question by text, and we just answer the question by speaking out, okay? So who's gonna read the question, Kevin or Tsai?
So are your LCP glass 6 biocompatible and heavy metal free? Glass fiber okay, but fibers feel not sure. Oh, okay. So yes, our LCP material is basically a glass 6 biocompatible. So yeah, it should be safe to be used. And yeah, can I see the question again? Sorry.
Sorry, that's too
Yeah,
fast,
sorry,
right?
sorry. Yes. Yeah, it's no include of any heavy metal. Yeah, it's free. And just now we have shown in our slide. Yeah, and the glass fiber it should be safe to be used in a medical device. So just now I also share for some skin contacts match of the application or devices, it should be fine to be used. Yeah. So anything add on, Tsai, for that?
Yeah, I'm fine at and you explain well, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay, pick next one.
Okay, I think this should be the last question.
Yeah, pick the great one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can LCP easily and fully 100% recyclable? Yeah, so maybe I will pass this question to you.
Yeah, short but important question.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So normally for LCP by itself, I think it can be certified for like either 25% or 50% of the regrind. I mean, how can I say the process? So which means after the molding and some can collect the data runner and also redo the molding process. But for that process, we need to apply like for some internal evaluation and apply for the UL registration. So basically, we have the multiple grade already get registered for the regrind process. And when the customer do the regrind process, and we need to pay attention to several parts. The first, we need to regrind hot, and to decrease the content of the fine and the powders. And secondly, we need to like avoid the contamination during the regrinding process. And thirdly, and we need to prefer to having the filtering process before the remolding of the regrinded part. So yeah, we do have some like a regrinding guideline in our design guide of the virtual LCP that we can share with the customer ready for that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Before we end our sessions today for Solanis, I know there are more questions to cover in the chat box. However, you're welcome. You're welcome to go to the event website as well to talk to other delegates by private message or in public too. But yeah, private message might be better. Yeah, private message them and have the better discussion, more further discussion later.
Yeah,
Thank
Jack,
you for your time.
one second.
Yes.
I forgot to introduce Tsai. Tsai is our LCP product
exactly.
specialist, actually. Huh.
Hi, Shai. Introduce yourself to delegates too.
All right.
Thanks for the introduction. Yes, I'm responsible for the LCP product line for Asia. Yeah, so my pleasure to join that and to have discussed with the in this medical summit. Hopefully, we can looking forward to more interaction and collaboration with the audience. Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, and both of you, looking forward to see you in our future events too.
Yep. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, thank you for your time. Thank you, Shai.
Thank you.
Kevin. Great presentation. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Thank you, Solanis, for giving us such a great presentation. So, delegates, feel free to talk to any booth manager or experts from Solanis. You can find them in the chat box. Also, yeah, there are some experts are keep answering your questions, right? And also the networking area, you can use the filter to find all the speakers and people from Solanis too. Let's now jump to our next session. Our next speaker, we will go to a case study from Joseph Ross S. Jocson, PhD. He's the president from 23 RML Builders, and he will talk about the face mask regulation and production. This is a very great and very important topic today. Let's welcome him.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 2021 ASEAN Medical Device Manufacturing Technology Summit. I am Dr. Joseph Ross Jocson, Vice President for the Asian Packaging Federation, Director for the past President of the Packaging Institute of the Philippines, President of the 23 RML Builders Incorporated. My presentation this afternoon is medical device manufacturing plus FDA procedures and regulations. But before we go into details, let us see what has been happening to the world during the past year because of this pandemic.
Imagine if the entire planet suddenly got sick. I can darn sure picture that. Now, let's give everyone a medical mask and make them wear it at all times. Would our planet get better? But seriously, in the case of a pandemic, how effective would wearing a mask be? How many of those things would we need to supply all of humanity? And why would it create a whole lot of jobs? This is What If, and here's what would happen if everyone wore medical face masks. The theory behind wearing face masks is that they prevent sprays of virus-laden fluids from entering your nose or mouth. Or if you're already sick, a mask works to keep those fluids from flying too far from your own nose and mouth so that you don't infect other people. Some people wear masks so that they breathe in fewer toxins and air pollution, but let's focus on medical masks. The guidelines about wearing a face mask during a pandemic are quite controversial, and they keep changing, so we'll try to clear this up as best we can. For starters, we'd need to give out medical masks to everyone on Earth. How many masks are we talking? There are about 7.8 billion people populating the planet right now. Given that it's not recommended to wear a mask for longer than 24 hours, you'd need roughly 55 billion medical masks every week to supply everyone. Of course, healthcare workers working on the front lines would get the highest quality, most expensive face protection, the N95 respirator mask. There are about 59 million healthcare workers in the world. Supplying all of them with N95s would cost somewhere in the neighborhood of $300 million per day. The general public doesn't require as much protection. They'd get by wearing regular medical face masks at the cost of $3 billion daily. Right now, manufacturers don't produce enough masks. That would open up an opportunity for more businesses associated with mask production. And there would be more jobs. But who would cover the cost? Well, if no government agreed to write it into their budget, people would have to get those masks on their own. Everyone would need to spend at least $150 per year on face masks. There would likely be some kind of punishment in place for not wearing a mask. And once everybody got used to this new reality, your mask would become a fashion item. Like, we'd have to match our masks to the color of our socks, and no white masks after Labor Day. If everyone wore masks all the time, interactions would be different. It would be harder to read facial expressions. This could change the way we interpret body language. There would likely be some reduction in spreading viruses. Maybe that would save the world from another pandemic. I'm saying maybe because it's hard to measure the effectiveness of face masks. It depends on factors like face shape and mask type and even how often you breathe. The biggest problem with basic surgical masks is that air can get underneath the mask. And what's more important, breathing isn't always how you get sick. We shake hands with infected people and touch something that's infected. We touch our faces about 50 times in a single day. Of course, the mask could help you touch your face less, but once you touch the mask itself, you'd have to get a new one. You'd still need to wash your hands and keep your distance from those people who are sick, and you'd really need to learn how to wear that mask properly. First, you need to wash your hands with soap, or at least splash some hand sanitizer on them. Remove the mask from the box and place the loops behind your ears with the metal band at the top. Pull the bottom part of the mask towards your chin and press the metal band against your face so that the mask fits better. Discard it when it gets wet or dirty, and wash your hands before getting another clean one. Now, this all means that at least 8 billion face masks would be thrown away every day. They can't be reused or recycled, so they would add a lot more waste to our landfills. If you really want to make a difference, stay home during a pandemic and wear masks only when you're outside or when someone in your household is sick. Leave the heavy-duty N95 masks for healthcare professionals since they come in contact with sick patients. And maybe get creative. Just check which materials will actually protect you first. Pandemics are hard on everyone, but a little break from work could be good for us, right? Unless everyone just stopped working altogether. But that's a story for another What If.
It's quite scary, huh? 8 billion masks a day. In a report, Asia Pacific medical device market was valued at $58,795 million in 2019. It is projected to reach $105,414 million by 2027. That's an 8.18% growth. That is $105 billion market for face masks and medical devices. During the start of the pandemic last year, here in the Philippines, the Department of Trade and Industry Secretary urged mass production in the country because we need at least 1.2 billion face masks a month. We are a population of about 100 million people here in the Philippines. And because of the demand, several industries changed their manufacturing into face masks to cope up with this production demand. Masks have become an essential component of our daily life for everyone from medical professionals to grocery shoppers. With so many kinds of masks, manufacturers and retailers are changing to differentiate between the various types. Face mask manufacturing business is picking up at a real pace, as the demand of face masks have surged significantly in the past several months. MSMEs, or medium and small scale enterprises, have shifted from their existing business to newly ventured in the manufacturing of all types of face masks to combat the deadly coronavirus and to eventually earn good profits. Presently, there is a lot of competition in this area, but we believe that the use of face masks will be a usual practice of a lot of people for years to come around the world. Now, why does face mask manufacturing should be regulated? I'm sure you heard a lot of fake face masks being sold. And why would you use a fake face mask when you want to be protected from a pandemic or a virus? To be able to find out what is fake or not, please take a look at this.
So allow me to present to you a fake one and a true one. Can you see it? The difference? So most of the face masks, they have 3 layers. The first layer is waterproof non-woven fabric, which means it can block most of the water droplets. Layer number 2 is known as melt-blown filter. Melt-blown filter is actually made from plastics such as polyethylene and polypropylene. If let's say the droplets get past the first layer, it plays its roles to block further the droplets to get into your nose. And the third layer is non-woven fabric. It's actually the similar layer as the first layer, but it don't have the waterproof properties. So allow me to show you the true thing first. The filter layer itself, it has some electrostatic force. So yeah, you see, it's quite sticky actually. This is the true filter layer. You want to know which ingredient it is made from, you can use a lighter. So now we are going to test for the real one. Okay, you don't see any sparks because the ingredient is made from plastic. Instead of giving sparks, they actually melt. Now, this is the fake or sub-quality face mask. Oops. Oh, yeah. Okay, this could be a mixture of plastics and papers because I can see some kind of fire.
Okay, now you see the difference between a real face mask and a fake face mask.
Allow me to.
Face masks are intended to help protect those near the user by blocking the user's bodily fluids spread by coughing and sneezing. So now, what are the difference between masks? The respirators such as N95, FFP2, and KN95 are intended to help protect the user from inhaling airborne particulates. These are available in surgical masks, half-face and full-face styles. They are form-fitting around the nose and mouth for a closed facial fit to limit air exchange around the mask and bypassing the filter. Now here are the common masks that we see outside. As you can see here in the description, This is the basic 3-layer 3-ply mask, which offers a 3 layers of protection. But the one in the middle, the microfiltration melt-blown cloth, is what is important because it filters out the bacteria and viruses. Now let's check the different types of masks per use. We have the non-medical general use mask. This type of masks are non-medical grade, which is used to provide protection from inhalation of dust and other particulates. Because these masks are not intended for medical use, they cannot claim to prevent disease, spread of disease, or offer antimicrobial or viral protection. Now we also have the medical use, but not requiring liquid protection. These masks are intended for non-surgical medical use, which can help reduce the spread of disease from sneezing and coughing. Without liquid protection, they do not protect from blood spray or other bodily fluids. And the third one is a medical use requiring liquid protection. Surgical masks require liquid protection. These are intended to reduce the spread of disease from sneezing and coughing and protect a user from blood spray and other fluids, especially inside the operating room. Now, what are the regulatory requirements for medical and non-medical face masks? Actually, non-medical face masks, as long as it's stated that it's not intended for medical use, does not need FDA requirements or approvals. Here is an example of a license to operate of a medical device manufacturer here in the Philippines. 23RML is my company, wherein I'm currently the president. And here we make 3-ply medical face masks. Here are the samples of face masks. The one on the left, the reusable fabric mask, which offers very low protection, and the medical face mask in the middle, and the respirators, which are normally used inside by healthcare officers or doctors. Shown here is a typical layout of a production line for face mask manufacturing. We can see on the top right, where the materials are loaded and go through a production process. Now, I'll show you a short video on how a manufacturing production line of a face mask is produced. Here are the materials shown, the melt-blown fabrics, and also the white line you see, that's for the nose stage. This type of production line produces approximately around 100 to 180 face masks per minute. Here's what we call an ultrasonic welder that welds the ear loops into the face mask. These machines are intended to run to 24 hours a day. For some other manufacturers, after producing the face mask, it goes to a sterilizer to further sterilize the face mask before going into packaging or cartoning. Hundreds of these types of machines were shipped worldwide just to combat the pandemic that we're having today. Okay, hope you enjoyed that short video. Now, the standards. In the USA and across the globe, ASTM standards are referenced by the Food and Drug Administration. The current standard, ASTM F2-100-11, which specifies the performance requirements for medical face masks, has these 5 basic criteria. These are the tests made to the face mask in order to have it medical grade certified. First, the bacterial filtration efficiency, or also known as a BFE. The BFE measures how well the medical face mask filters out bacteria when challenged with a bacteria-containing aerosol. ASTM specifies testing with a droplet size of 3 microns containing staph. In order to be called a medical surgical mask, a minimum of 95% filtration rate is required. Moderate and high protection masks must have a bacterial filtration rate greater than 98%. Next is the particulate filtration efficiency, or also known as the PFE. PFE measures how well a hospital mask filters submicron particles with expectation that viruses will be filtered in a similar manner. The higher the percentage, the better the mask filtration. Although testing is available using a particle size of 0.1 to 5 microns, ASTM F2-100-11 specified that a particle size of 0.1 micron be used. The third is the fluid resistance. A fluid resistance reflects the surgical mask's ability to minimize the amount of fluid that could transfer from the outer layers through the inner layer as a result of splash or spray. ASTM specifies testing with synthetic blood at pressures of 80, 120, or 160 millimeter mercury to qualify for low, medium, and high fluid resistance. These pressures correlate to the blood pressure that may occur during trauma or surgeries that include high pressure irrigation such as orthopedic procedures. The delta P, or the pressure differential. Delta P measures the airflow resistance of the medical mask and is an objective measure of breathability. Of course, we need to be able to breathe while even wearing the face mask. The delta P is measured in units of millimeter water per cm squared, and the lower the value, the more breathable the mask feels. The ASTM standard requires that masks have a delta P of less than 5 for moderate and high barrier masks, whereas low barrier masks must have a delta P of less than 4. Flame spread. As hospital contains sources of oxygen, heat, and fuel, the ASTM F2-100-11 standards include the testing for flame resistance. That's why earlier in the video wherein we showed how the fake mask and the real mask, we saw that the fake mask flamed during lighting with a lighter. Testing dictates that all hospital masks must withstand exposure to a burning flame, especially within a specified distance for about 3 seconds. Now, to help us, or to help you if you are interested in the manufacturing of face masks, here is some guide on how to have your face mask accredited or registered with the Food and Drug Administration. important to ensure the face mask mandatory requirements. For face masks to be approved by an FDA regulatory body, there should be a testing facility that would help you with this test so that you can be accredited and your products can be sold and marketed in your areas of responsibilities, or if you want to export it into other countries. So this has all to be FDA product certified. So I hope that I was able to share with you valuable insights on how face mask production is being made, and also the importance of face masks, and also, more importantly, the regulations that is requested by the regulatory authorities such as the Food and Drug Administration. Now, thank you very much for your attention, and I welcome any questions that you would have for me this afternoon. Again, this is Joseph Jocson. I'll be waiting for your questions, and I would be glad to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you for all the delegates that asking questions. Leave a message or comment in the chat box. Now, Jocson, also, thank you for the great sharing. Would you like to come back to the stage and join our live Q&A mode right now? Okay, I'll delete the questions previous. Okay, Dr. Jocson. Oh, can you try turning on the microphone and camera just like a while ago? In the meantime, delegates there, please also keep asking questions if you'd like to know more about the facial mask manufacturing problems. Hello, Dr.
Hi. Good afternoon again, Jack, and good afternoon again, everyone who are attending this valuable event that is bilingual trade.
Salamat po. Please pick the first question to answer, or I can publish for you.
Okay, please, Jack.
Okay, this one. Can we provide and sell face masks without FDA certification?
Yes, as long as it is clearly indicated that it is not for medical use. Everyday face mask, ordinary mask, cloth mask, and things like that can be produced and sold. But it has to be specified that it's non-medical, and you cannot put any claims in the packaging that it can filter out bacteria, filter out viruses. You cannot put that. Otherwise, you can produce and sell.
All right.
Yes.
I haven't go to the AV view because we have more questions coming. So would you please, can you go to the Q&A mode? Did you find the Q&A mode
Yes.
on the right side?
Yes.
Yeah, there are questions there, right? Or you can read it to me. Which one you would like to go first? Oh, next one. Okay, great.
So
What
here,
are the materials for making masks for the coronavirus diseases?
yes, basically there are three basic, aside from the string and the nose ridge, the most important parts are the three-ply face mask. The first layer is the polypropylene that is waterproof. It has to be waterproof. But the other one is also melt-blown polypropylene, but it's breathable. But the most important one is the middle part. The middle part is the filtering device. It's a melt-blown fabric. It's the one that filter out the viruses and bacteria. So that's the most important part of the face mask, the melt-blown filter. Actually, the cost of the melt-blown filter is more than 10 times as much as the cost of the other two.
Yes, I heard that, and also the material price is rising, right?
Yes,
Recently.
yes, yes.
Okay. Also, let's pick the next question.
Okay. Do all medical devices need FDA approval? I think this is in general, not just face masks, but medical devices. Yes, for all finished device manufacturers, importers of medical devices as well, not just the manufacturer, even the importers. This is a requirement. Manufacturers must register their medical device with their local FDA, with the local Food and Drug Administrations, when they plan to market the device. Manufacturers outside the country must also register the device uh, in the country they want to export. So both ways. So yes, medical devices, they have to be FDA regulated and approved.
Okay. Next one, shall we? Would you like to go to the next question? We still have some time.
Okay. With China as a leading manufacturer of face masks in the world, what are the chances of companies from different countries? You know what? Yes, it's true that the China is the largest face mask manufacturer, but other countries does not accept. Sad to say that is made in China. There are some regulations also in the U.S. that they do not accept uh, manufactured face masks coming from China. So these were the other countries can be brought in, like Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, Thailand, other countries. And it's, as I've said earlier, this is a 7 billion population market. Imagine. So, and well, India alone has a billion people, China has a billion people, Asia has several billion people. So any country can, still produce and market their own internally. They can, and there's also some opportunities for export outside.
Okay, great. For the time issue, Dr. Joseph Huxon, if you want, you can pick the very last one question, but answer in very short time, if you want.
Okay, here in China they use the YYT096, Europe use EN14683, and the US is STM F2100. Actually, they're almost all the same. Here also in the Philippines, we use the European EN14683. It's almost the same as the F2100. So the criteria that I mentioned, the BFE, the PFE, the flammability test, the Delta P, they're all included in the test.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Joseph Huxon. Thank you for your sharing with the really hot topic right now. It's a trend in this medical device market. So thank you for your time today. Could you please say goodbye before you say goodbye to delegates? Make your conclusion today.
Again, good afternoon, everyone. Let us hope that we will get through this pandemic all the same time. That we will survive this, and I think that each countries are doing their efforts. With the vaccines and with all the restrictions of being done. It's all for us to be protected, and we hope that we get all through this as soon as possible. So again, with Ringer Events, thank you very much for this opportunity to be able to share some of our knowledge, and we thank you that for all the guests to being here and hearing us out. Good day, good afternoon. Stay safe, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, Dr. Joseph Huxon, and thank you for joining today. Looking forward to see you in our future events. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Just like Dr. Jocson said, right? This is one for all for one situation. We hope that we can win this together. Before we move on to our next session, the next half of our presentation, which is focused on metalworking medical device industry, let's move to networking session now. We will have a 10 minutes networking session. During so, I will play some videos from the exhibitors. However, please seize your time. Go to networking function on your left-hand side. It's very useful. Make some friends there. Okay, I'll see you in 10 minutes later. Bye-bye. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our very exciting, the second session, focus on metalworking medical device industry. Have you tried make some friends in the networking session? Yeah, you can do it still later, okay? Go to networking, use the filter or search their company name or titles. You can have private chat with those people in today. Okay, before we move on, I would like to introduce you our technical presentation from Mr. Edward Tsai. He is sales manager overseas from Jimco, Giuliani EMK Machinery Company. He will talk about the precise fitting provider for medical workpiece work. Mr. Edward has prepared special gifts for our delegates today. Whoever asks a good question in the chat box during his live presentation will receive an EMK souvenir after he answers the questions later in the live Q&A. We will do our best to email the gifts to you, no matter where you are. So, try the best, listen very carefully to his presentation, and ask your questions. Also, the best part is we learned something today, right? A warm welcome to Mr. Edward Tsai.
Okay, good afternoon. I'm Edward Tsai. I come from EMK Taiwan. My name is Edward Tsai. I'm the sales manager overseas. So today's my topic is a precise fitting provider for medical workpiece work. So you can see from my this photo, this is our Elite made by Italy. And this is Elite 0. The bar size is 0.3 to 2 mm. So this topic we are talking medical workpieces work. So what kind of workpiece, what kind of parts my customer do? You can see there's many medical parts like a screw, like implant screw, and many outside for locking the bone. Yeah, this is mainly our customer make. And for this chart, why we use the bar feeder? Because the bar feeder is perhaps its most common automation accessory. Uses a metalworking. Generally, he can turn in the machining and decide to deliver the contingent supply for raw material stock, like a round and hexagon bar. So we can see that when you use the bar feeder, he can increase your capacity 15 to 30 at least. So of course, for the medical, this must be necessary, especially like a switch type light. And this chart, we are going to talk about why they choose the EMK bar feeder. We can reduce the machine tool the operation time, for sure. And also we can reduce the vibration and transfer the cutting zone to create the dimension and surface finishing. And the other thing, we can able to do the machining to operate with the best spindle speed. We can minimize the change over time. We can reduce the material waste. This is one of what you got to choose the EMK bar feeder. And now we are in this page, we're going to talk about our company. We are we have now 50 people. We are Butch Industrial. Our company's slogan is people, passion, technology. We are totally 70 years old company. So you can see from this is our Butch Industrial, the chart. The EMK is under the Butch Automation. The Butch Automation, we have Giuliani, Santiago, and Vera. And totally now, we have more than 10 branch office now. And this page, we're going to show you this EMK factory. Our main office is located in Italy, Florence. Yeah, and it is totally 25,000 square meter and we have more than 200 people is working in our main factory in EMK Florence. And this is this page is when we are talking about you can see inside is all AC and everything is organized. It's a very beautiful factory. And our company this EMK brand we established in the 1961, and totally in global we have 4 production line, and only for IMCA, we have found 50 people. Like I mentioned in the previews, in the bridge industrial and ISO 50, but all IMCA already have found 50. In the global, we install more than 100,000 bar feeder over the world, and totally is over 90 countries. And this year is our 60 years old. Yeah, we are already 60 years old already. And in here, you can see this is Elite 112. The bar size is 0.8 to 12 mm. And we can provide you full range, the wide range, the short bar feeder, long bar feeder, and the big size like 80. Yeah. And for this one, we can show you, since we are in the bar feeder this area over 60 years, so we have many pattern design. We have 50 designer and certified pattern design. Like in the left one, you can see these universal bushings. So you can just, when you change the round bar to hexagon bar, you can just change the bushing. You can reduce a lot your vibration. And here is the production chart, the one in Italy. Italy, we have make the single spindle and the multiple spindle. Yeah. And in Taiwan, we only make the single spindle, no multiple spindle. So here, we're going to show you the video. This is Elite 112 soft touch, which make it Italy. This one can do 0.8 the bar size. The bar length can reach 3 meters. For this kind of bar feeder, mainly is for the medical watch industrial, very precise. So we need to fit in the bar very softly and very gently. You can see the bar, this is the copper bar, very tiny and very thin. For this kind of tiny bar, the key point, don't make the bar bending. This is the key point when we feed in this kind of bar. So you can see we need to fit in the bar very gently and very softly. So this is what we call soft touch. And inside have many sensors to sensor the bar, yeah, in order not bending the bar. And this is the Siemens 7 inches touch screen. For watch. Simple, faster, super accurate. This is one of the slogan for Elite 112. So we can see that in this page, we can see they have have a few main advantage. Like this is the knife, the self-centering, and no many adjust for required. And this have a steel beam to support all the guide channel directly, so we can in order to reduce a very big vibration. And the motor encoder have 4 million plus revolutions, increase the precisions. And the bar feeder equipping the synchronized motor to drive the guide channel, opening and close. Yeah. And this is made in Italy. And this is the photo one, we buy one in Taiwan to check everything. And we already installed this one in Taiwan. And now we talk about this steady. This is made in Taiwan. The same function, same size. No, its size is 1 to 12, but it's made in Taiwan. The time when we make a video is 212, but now we can make 112 now. So the part size is 1 to 12. It's the same design with the Italy Elite, but just the component is mainly is a Taiwan made. Yes, this is our Elite 112. Also like the same feature, soft, accurate, and fast. So you can see mainly it's the same design with the Italy. Everything is the same, but just the component is made in Taiwan. Now, of course, this is the cost of because of the cost for sure. Yeah. And now we're gonna show you some of our medical customer database in Asia, so you can take a look. Yeah. Also in Europe. This is a Kangli. It's a very big medical client in China. And then he's making the bone venture, the joint venture. It's very fashion and very famous company in China for the medical industry. You can see inside he have a Hanwha, Star, and Tsugami, but all only with our Bafida only. This is a school, implant school. This is his boss and my boss. Yeah, this is the Kangli. This is another customer, Monitor Soil.
Bonjour et bienvenue chez Monanessa, une entreprise située à Sonsbo, au cœur du monde horloger. Nous sommes une entreprise de 115 personnes et nous fabriquons toutes ces pièces pour l'horlogerie de luxe de la Suisse.
It's making also very precise part. Some for watch, some for make.
Nous travaillons avec Yemka depuis de nombreuses années, à peu près la fin des années 80, parce que nous avons trouvé un excellent partenariat. Ce partenariat vient de l'architecture du ravitailleur qui nous plaît véritablement, et parce que ce sont des instruments qui sont simples à l'utilisation et d'une grande fiabilité. Le futur de notre entreprise est orienté vers l'adaptation aux exigences de plus en plus hautes de notre clientèle horlogère. Et bien sûr, nous allons aussi nous focaliser sur la formation, la compétence de nos employés, mais aussi la modernisation de nos machines, de notre parc de machines, de l'automatisation et la robotisation.
You also can check online this very famous company. Yeah. So here we're gonna show some our customer reference. Like we'll show you to the Kangli and Bojang and Microware and the Founder Tiger and the Monisa and the Striker and you see the Wingo. This is mainly our customer for medical. Yes. So here is my information. Like my name is Edward Tsai, sales manager overseas. And so if you need anything, you can contact me. So now, thanks for your time, and let's go to the Q&A.
So guys, delegates, have you get ready to screenshot his contact information a while ago? But don't worry, if you did forget about to screenshot, I will share his contact information later. But now let's go to our Q&A time. Edward, you ready to turn on the microphone and camera again to join the Q&A? I have put the questions in the Q&A mode. Hello. Oh, do you have some problems turning on? Maybe you can refresh the page too, because you just got off from the stage. If you cannot turn it on, you can refresh the page. Okay, before we go to the live Q&A. Oh yeah, sure, thank you. Kwang Muang, I hope I pronounced your name right. I will copy your question and send it to Edward Tsai. Yeah, Edward, just a moment, please. I'm making you as a presenter again. Can you turn on the microphone and camera this time? Okay, I got your question. Thank you. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, and I'll delete the previous one. Okay, I'll make it clear. Okay, good. Edward, if you can chat in the type words in the chat box so I can see what's the problem. Yeah, sure. Yes, I got your question. Yes, I'm here now. Now, Edward, you have to. Okay, you want to answer the question in text? You can go back to the speaker platform. You can go back to the speaker platform. I see you there. I see you in the speaker platform, so you can turn on the microphone, the camera, to talk to everyone. Okay, guys, please stay for a while. Okay, let me help Edward Tsai, our speaker, to join the live Q&A. As you can see, Edward now is in the chat box right now, right? However, I'm inviting him come back to our speaker back end so he can speak, explain his presentation to all of you. No, Edward, you simply just turn on microphone and camera, like a while ago we did. Ah, great. Hi, there you are.
Okay, sorry.
No problem, because you just got off from the stage, right? That's fine. We have several
Okay.
questions in the Q&A mode. If you want, you can pick the first one to answer.
Okay, how long does it take to load a new bar? Mentally, it's
No,
about
just a moment. You have to publish the question first. Which one you would like to answer first?
Yeah, the first one. Please publish for me.
How many one? This one?
No, in a public.
No, you have to. Okay. You can read the question for me. I can publish that one for you.
Okay. Bar size is 0.8 mm. How long does it take to load the new bar?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. It means it's feeding the new bar. If you just only feed it, take about 3 seconds, something like that. Yeah. But for more precise, I need to check in the menu book, to be honest. This is a very precise question for me for this moment.
So that's why we have to have further discussion, right? This question is asked by Mr. or Miss Kwang Wong. So Kwang Wong, please leave your contact information to Edward, so he will contact you later.
Sure, I will contact you accordingly.
Okay, next one.
By the way, I did not.
You forgot to show this one. Exactly.
Sorry, I forgot to. Yeah, this is my small gift for everybody who gonna answer the question. So even just ask any question. But I also prepared a 3 question. This is the metal pen, and with our EMCA logo, and you can see. So this I can show. This is the magic pen. So they have a 3 color with the pencil. So you face yourself. So this one I face is a pencil. Okay, this is the pencil. And turn to this is the blue. Turn to my side. It will become the blue color. Yeah, blue color. And this is the red color. You turn by yourself, it become the red color. So this is a quite nice pen. So please raise your hand to ask any question. Yeah.
Magic pen.
Yeah, this is called magic pen.
Interesting. So, Kwangmon, thank you. Congratulations. You've won the gift. Other delegates, seize your chance. Okay. Let's move on to our next question.
So I also prepared some questions. So please raise your hand. This is the
Oh, this one?
yeah.
Okay.
So this question is, I think, should be very simple. So when will be the IMCA stabilized? This I show in my inside my presentation. Yeah.
60 years, right? I remember.
Yeah.
I heard that. I was listening. Okay. Next one.
Yeah. So how many percentage the production typically will be increased when you use the bar feeder? So is anybody want the answer here accordingly?
I forgot about this one. Oh, by the way, you can say something a bit more because we have a time difference between this speaker platform to the delegate.
Oh,
so they are now only seeing you showing the pens right now. So you can say more to them now for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is another question. So, basically, just like this is whether it's our EM capacity is very precise. So, you can just check in the presentation. If you're interested, you can free to contact me for everything you need. So.
Exactly. We're gonna share your contact information, all right, as in your last slide of your presentation, right? We're gonna share that.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, I like those videos you share. Your company is really good at making those videos look like a movie.
Oh, okay. Thank you a lot, Jack. Sorry, this is another question. What is a mini bar size of Elite 112 can fit? Yeah, I think I'll also show in the video. So please raise your hand to answer it. You can get this gift accordingly for free. We were gonna email to you whenever, like Jack say, whenever you are.
Oh, while ago, sorry. So Edward, I get it now. You are asking these questions to them, right? So that if they can get the answer, they can get the gift. But I said to them that whoever asked the question, asked a good question,
yeah, this is okay. This is also
they will also get the question, right? They will also get the gift, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have one more question from Andrew right now.
How long is it need to install the system?
Would you like me to publish that one?
Yeah, but I'm not so understand what is his question. How long is it need to install your system protection and to scale project?
I mean, they install your machine, right? Machine into your into their factories. Like how long they can turn on the machine and start production, like that?
Oh, you mean the commissioning? You mean?
Oh, yeah.
It depends.
Yeah.
I think within 3 days, including the late and the alpha feeder.
Yeah, for example, right? Yeah. 3 days. Okay, Andrew. I hope that answered your question. But I'm pretty sure that it depends, right? And it depends on different situation. So Andrew, feel free to contact Edward Tsai afterwards for your needs.
Yeah.
Andrew, I hope that Edward answered your question. Okay. Any question more? Any
question? Does anybody want to answer?
Oh yeah, the previous question, right?
Yeah.
This one. What's the mean bar size of Elite 112 can feed?
You can just type the answer in the chat. Can answer the question.
Whoever can answer this question, please type in the chat. We will reveal the answer later. Or you can watch the playback video. Every delegates and including the speakers as well and exhibitors as well. This platform is gonna be open at least for 1 month, or even longer than 1 month, you can feel free to come back here, not only watch the playback video, but also make some friends here. You can still use the message, private messengers, talk to each other. All right, I guess
This is
Edward,
okay.
yeah, no one
So-
answered this question. It's too
Oh,
hard.
it's very bad. Anyway,
It's too hard.
so you can write an email to me or WhatsApp me, whatever, you know.
Okay, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave your message to them. Oh, the
Yeah,
Kwangmon
thank you.
answer. Kwangmon answered this 0.8 millimeter. Is that right?
Wow, thank you for come on, you know.
Oh,
His answer, yeah, this is correct.
and Jimmy, you said 0.3. Is that correct too, Edward?
0.3 is for the elite. Zero is another more precise.
This question's too hard, too specific, Edward. You have to listen very carefully. Nice one. Good job.
So is anybody want to answer the question still?
Okay, which one?
Oh, Jimmy said, yeah, 0.3 is the elite 0. I'm asking elite 112. There's the 2 model, yeah.
Ah, I
It's
see.
very easy to confuse. So this is why we say 0 is mainly for watch, yeah,
Ah, I see.
for watch industrial.
Okay.
So this
So-
is okay, you know.
Thank you for your answering the questions.
Yeah.
Kwangmon and Andrew, we will contact you later. Okay. I'm really sad that, Edward, because of time issue, I have to ask you to make a conclusion to all the delegates today to end your presentation.
So thanks for your for everybody's attend to this webinar. You know, it's really good. Oh, Jimmy say he have a citizen.
Yeah, yes, a citizen.
Okay. Anyway, we will give you a gift also. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, we will give you a gift for Jimmy Chan. Yeah, thanks for your time to attend this webinar. You know, it's glad to see everybody. And just like a previous a speech say, you know, during this COVID-19 pandemic, everybody is struggle and mentally staying home. I think the key point is like we need to survive first, you know, to keep the safe and, you know, try to protect yourself. Of course, take the vaccination if it is possible. Hope to see everybody soon. Yeah. And also thanks for Jack today.
Thank you, Edward. Thank you for your
Thank
time
you.
and your great presentation sharing. I especially like the videos in it. And of course, Edward, you can
Yeah.
feel free also go back to the event website. There are people talking to you. Even now, they're still
Okay.
answering your question. They're Joy Tan and other people. So
Wow,
feel
Joy
free
Tan.
to come back there and talk to them. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Sure.
Looking forward
Thank
to
you.
see you in our future events. Bye bye, Edward.
Thank you, guys. Be safe. Yeah.
Be safe too. Okay. Thank you, delegates, and thank you, each participant who answered the question and who asked the question. We will post Edward's contact information later. Hazel, if you hear me, please share the information to the delegates in the chat box. And also, we will contact you who asked the questions to Edward. Let's move on to our next session, shall we? All right. Now you'll be glad that our next session is the Mr. Jimmy Chen, as Trustee Philippine Dye and Mold Association, as PDMA. The presentation will tackle questions on the opportunities in the medical field from the tool and dye industry perspective. Let's welcome Mr. Jimmy Chen. And before that, don't forget, ask your questions. We're going to have live Q&A later, and Jimmy Chen will answer the questions in person. So let's welcome Jimmy Chen. In chat box, say hi to him.
The opportunities in the medical field relative to the tool and die industry perspective. Good afternoon. My name is Jimmy Chan. I'm a director of the Philippine Dye and Mold Association. Today, I'm honored to address you and share some of my thoughts affecting our industry. I am glad to have the opportunity to talk to you about the tool and die sector, also known as the die and mold industry. We will have a question and answer portion a little bit later. So if you you've got some questions, I'll be very glad to answer them. Now, for the industrial application and usage, tool and die sector plays a crucial role in production, be it in prototyping, low volume production, or mass production. Tool and die is definitely needed. Let me give you an example. One of the prime movers of the tool and die in this world is the automotive sector. Thousands of parts go into the manufacturing of a vehicle. More than half of these tools are needed. Putting these parts together needs jigs and fixtures. These fixtures are needed to hold these parts in place for subsequent assembly processes. Whatever the parts are going to be done, either by welding, screwed, or adhered sewn together, it needs to be assembled to the high degree of precision. It is in this scenario that traditional manufacturing of many products include automotive, appliance, furniture, semiconductors, electronic devices, machineries, and many other businesses were built under these industries where we are the front runners. Moving forward to modern times, we are faced with the introduction of new forms of manufacturing. We make use of these new technologies, we benefit and we progress. We wondered why the world in our industry has changed so fast. It is because there are many new developments coming from our tool and die. You see, when machines used to be mechanical only by form and design, today machines have been transformed to more sophisticated integration of mechanical, electric, electronics, chemical, and even biological elements. Interestingly, we have experienced nearly 2 years of pandemic, and we discovered that even viruses can be modeled and manipulated with the grace of God, can be destroyed as well. Vaccine can be produced with highly sophisticated devices, which are manufactured from very start using tool and die. Even with a scale of micrometers or nanometers, tool and die plays an important role. Production now is complex. From one-off prototype to mass production, tools require different approaches. Production in not too many distant past denoted volume and the term economies of scale, meaning particularly that this production had to be performed on a scale or volume was the key to be viable. Volume had to be achieved. The value of research and development in manufacturing process, material components were all attuned to the attainment of a high quantity production in order to achieve an economical price point and value that enable greater sales and acceptance that it could be sold and used by the consumer. 40 years ago, warning signals about this concept of mass production was suspected to be a flaw and started to appear in different industries. The introduction of more sophisticated technology with the use of computers, reliance on new software development, programmable logic controllers, inverters, computer control machineries, linear scale, stepper motors, servo motors, automation with the use of robotics, integrating telephony, wireless communication, and even changing working patterns all have revolutionized how production works, and these innovations are happening as I speak. Concepts like Industry 4.0, which is a marriage of manufacturing, process control, data communication, and integration, are changing how we look and execute manufacturing. Having said that, the medical field, once considered a distant and different from basic manufacturing, should be reaping benefits in leaps and bounds out from the changing landscape of what is happening in the tool and die industry. Just about a decade ago, we were experiencing orthopedic implants. And rave how body mechanical parts can be replaced with stainless and titanium components. Several decades ago, we saw widely popular TV series called Bionic Man. We were awed on how basically a person fitted with non-biological parts and devices can exponentially improve his powers and capabilities beyond what could be imagined from the average man. Now, with the advancement of technology, this possibility is no longer foreign or alien, because we see early applications of bionic wonders already being tested. Thousands of dental and implants are manufactured in the shop floor and find its way to human recipients with speed and falling prices. Even orthopedic limbs and fasteners are replacing damaged bones. Now even tissues are being rebuilt and attached to new and stronger arms and legs. And I repeat, all these achievements are happening because R&D, when applied to manufacturing, has been just started from tool and die. Let me baffle you some more. The imagination, development, and application of light. When we call laser. Lasers are used in many multitude of tasks of things that are now realized in so many facets of our lives. Lasers are used in food, communications, and manufacturing. I remember 60 years ago, I was so fascinated with flash gold. Sonic technology, as well as magnetism, is also a field of interest. In the last 20 years, these are used for detecting cancers, stones, and other observation of other maladies in our body. We have 2D echo machines, we have MRI, magnetic resonance imaging. All of these can be traced back to the roots of tool and die. If you would like to explore and view at your leisure some modern medical tools practice, there's a TV series called Good Doctor in Netflix. You will see how much new technology creates opportunities and solutions for many, many sick patients. And everything taken up in the Netflix pictures reveals how doctors in our country may have access to modern technology presently or in the near future. The show features many scenes of simulation of how organs in the body function. This simulation featured by enabling wonders of computer-aided design, which is known as CAD. And our advanced world has leveled up to CAE, computer-aided engineering, and made possible by manufacturing process called CNC, computer numerical control. The marriage and sharing of data, graphics, simulation, automation has all played their roles in modern world of medicine. The new field is utilizing video audio communications to perform distant emergency surgical operations, enabling the experts to actually guide complex treatment from far away. The use of virtual reality and augmented reality that add graphic simulation will make this technology a reality and applicable. Why do I bore you so much of technology and share dreams and fulfillment of these dreams in the future? It is because it will be happening very soon. It is because I wish to share with you that the major inroads are in place to make these technologies no longer remote possibilities in our country, the Philippines, and in yours in the very near future. Who can we turn to? Today, the Department of Technology, the Science and Technology in the Philippines can provide many solutions. These solutions was brought up by the agency to bring technology to our research and development and basically down to our lives as well. The Department of Science and Technology, led by the able Secretary Fortuno de la Peña, lately has spearheaded establishment of a group called AMCEN, Advanced Manufacturing Center, and AMERIAL, Advanced Mechatronics, Robotics, and Industrial Automation Laboratory. Two agencies created under the Metal Industry Research Development Center, which is called also known as MIRDC. MIRDC was organized particularly to address the needs of the tool and die industry. This group of agencies, together with their laboratories, focused on the development and propagation of additive material science. Remember earlier, I mentioned about 3D printing, and this is additive manufacturing. 3D printing in plastic and metal is now possible in the Philippines. Plastic materials cover engineering plastics like nylon, metal materials like stainless, aluminum, brass, titanium, and a host of other exotic metals. At the height of the pandemic, this agency also funded several projects to find solution to combat the virus, COVID-19. I was involved in an initiative of the Department of Science and Technology as a member of industry experts in developing local design and fabricated respirators for COVID patients. Our industry, the tool and die industry, has its organization and its roots in metalworking, but the gap between industry and medical field is growing relatively narrow. For the Philippine die and mold industry, the medical field is a new playing field, and opportunities are promising. The level of precision that may be required in the medical field for fabricated medical parts will be underpinned by what we do in the tool and die industry. We in the Philippine Die and Mold Industry Association are prepared to take such challenges. I hope I have not bored you with so many technical terms that may be new and foreign, but these words are most basic terms of how our new technology could be explained. It is a pleasure and honor to have given this perspective from a different point of view, particularly for the medical field. If you would like to study more and explore more how we can work together, the Philippine Die and Mold Association will be most graciously obliged in bringing interested parties together. Thank you very much. God bless you and stay healthy.
Dear delegates, welcome back. And hi, Mr. Jimmy. A while ago, you have a little short time that your connection fell, but luckily that we have you back. So, Jimmy, let's go to our live Q&A now. Please turn on the microphone camera again and join the live Q&A mode. Go to the Q&A mode now and publish the questions for us. Would you? Can you try go to the Q&A mode and turn on the microphone and camera again? Thank you. Hi.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
afternoon.
First, let me publish the question for you, shall we?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this one. Can you provide more information on the PDMA and its activities? I also answered that in the chat box that welcome them to go to the booth, but you may as well answer this question by speak out.
Yes, basically the PDMA is an association of mold and die makers, and we have been doing this for already almost 20 years. The association is one of the most active associations that is leading a lot of technological changes because tool and die is basically the mother of all industries. In so doing, we have crossed many fields, and medical field is one of the interesting parts. So we have worked with the Department of Science and Technology and the Metalworking Association of the Philippines and the Metal Industry Research Development Center to put up training centers, and we are giving scholarship for people who would like to know more about tool and die. And well, tool and die is basically a need for various activities. So that is what we have been doing in the past years.
All right. I hope that answered your question. Let's go to the next one. It's about 3D printing. What kind of 3D printing is available in the Philippines, and can we do prototype or reverse engineering products?
Yes, basically, as I have mentioned in my talk, the issue about putting up the two centers by the MIRDC. One is the AMCEN, which is the Center for Additive Manufacturing, wherein 3D printing is one of the basic activity. They do visual vision systems wherein they can do they can take the dimensions of an item by camera and convert them into proper drawings wherein they can make parts from reverse engineering. So that is one sector. The other one, then they can use drawings and they can develop into 3D part by printing. So both metal and plastics can be done. This is one of the very good developments wherein companies who had the problem sourcing out some of their parts with antiquated machines or the machines that are not already in production, they can still run them because they can make identical parts for them to run. So it is possible, and the center is located in Taguig, Bicutan, wherein the Metal Industry Research Center is located.
Okay. So there are two more questions. Would you like to choose the next one? Can you see the question? Oh, there. You wanted this one? Okay. Oh, which one? Okay, this one?
Yeah.
Would you please read that and answer it?
Is there a channel of raw material suppliers to work with PDMA, its associates, to introduce new production technology? Yes, of course. You can contact us. We have a secretarial office, and our office is located also in the Metal Industry Research Center. But with the pandemic, it's a bit difficult. So the most practical maybe is to contact us by phone or contact us by email and maybe Viber as well. I think Bringer or events can coordinate to bring that forward.
Okay, great. One last. Okay, this question. I think because of the time, that might be the last question. Okay.
If we are Filipinos working in a foreign country with relative advanced technology and wish to come back and to the Philippines, can we find job opportunities in the Philippines?
That's interesting.
This is since the Philippines has a very big population that is working abroad, and you'd be amazed on how much scientists we have that are working abroad. The Department of Science and Technology has a program for we call the Balik Scientist Award, Balik Scientist Program, wherein the Philippines will give some grants for scientists who are willing to bring in technology to the Philippines and execute them. At the same time, there are agencies within the Department of Science and Technology who will nurture your activity to come up with small companies and small programs wherein it could support you until it's viable. So the opportunities in the Philippines is really very great, and we have very good government support. In fact, they are making many inroads, both into the mechanical and even in biological field, even in food and in agriculture. So we will welcome very much people who would like to come back to the Philippines and share their capabilities and technologies together.
Yeah, very great news. I hope that our delegates who among you are from Filipinos, you can listen to this good news and contact to Jimmy Chen. Before we make the end of your presentation, would you like to give the conclusion, Jimmy, to the delegates today?
Yes, it is very enlightening to attend the meeting today, and we are very glad that there is an opportunity for us to promote our advocacy. And our advocacy is not only for technology; it is basically to bring a better livelihood for everybody, whether you are a Filipino or not, where you can use technology to advance into a better future. So I think. Besides that, I wish everybody good health, be safe, and be happy.
Thank you, you too, Jimmy, and salamat po and 谢谢. Okay,
Thank you very much.
looking forward to see you in our future events. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy Chen, for a really great presentation. And I think that's very interesting. If you have further question, welcome to pay a visit to his booth. I mean, not his booth, PDMA booth. And also in the booth section, we have other exhibitors showing their products and technologies. You can leave your questions there. They might answer. The booth managers are there waiting for your comments and questions too. So let's move on. Thank you, delegates, to wait for long to this. Last but not least, let us welcome Miss Patama Rinasak, engineer Modex 3D, who will speak on the topic of Modex 3D CAE technology solution for the efficient plastic part in medical field. Let's welcome her. Oh, by the way, before I go, I was about to close my camera and microphone. Before I go, don't forget, we're going to have live Q&A for Miss Patama too, and she's going to answer your question in person. So listen very carefully to her presentation and prepare your questions too.
Hello everyone, my name is Patama Rinasak, Senior Engineer from Modex 3D Thailand. Today I will talk about Modex 3D CAE technology solution for the efficient plastic injection in medical field. Today's content will be cover a brief introduction of Modex 3D company and overall product concept, the feature that could help in medical industry. And last, looking at some example of customer success on Modec 3D real application. About Modec 3D. Our headquarters called Cortex System has been providing the professional CAE analysis solution called Modec 3D series for the plastic injection molding industry since 1995. And the current product Modec 3D is marketed and supported worldwide because we committed to provide the advanced technology and solution for industry demand by providing the innovative solution to help customer troubleshoot from product design to development, optimize design pattern, shorten time to market, and maximize product return on investment. With more than 30 years of development and experience in CAE and the workflow between CAD, CAE, and CAM, and we also keep annual update the software in every year. Now we have the latest version at Modec 3D 2020. Cortex System, our headquarters is based in Hsinchu, Taiwan, but we also has extended its worldwide sales and service network to provide a local, immediate, and professional service with more than 300 sales locations with a global network of direct office and collaborative channel partners. In Southeast Asia, we also have local support in many countries like India, Malaysia, Singapore, Vietnam, and Thailand. Talking about our product CAE injection simulation software, since the traditional process of injection, we will start with the part and mold design in any CAD software like Cimatron, Siemens. Then we send it to tool making by CNC machine with the help of CAM software like Mastercam, PTC, so that manufacturer could start the injection process and get the final model. But this process, maker won't know that the design is feasible to do or not, or what defect might happen with the product, like a thin feature that could lead to short problem, or a hollow area that could create hot region and longer time to process. So if we see any defect happen with the part, we have to bring it back, follow the red arrow to do the new design or redo the tool making process, which will cost a lot of time and money. And that's why CAE play a key role in here. The process after CAD designing but before tooling, so that customer will be able to verify and simulate their design first using CAE injection simulation like Modec 3D to find out the defect that might happen and solve it beforehand. Also, they could send to another kind of CAE, which is CAE structure, to do strength and failure testing in software, like ANSYS, Abacus. In that case, you can save more time and money on repairing the mold and shorter time to market as well. Modec 3D provides various kinds of solutions to meet the needs of plastic injection molding in many industries, from the automotive section, household, electronic product, IC package, and in medical supply as well. Here is example of our global customer. We have more than 5,000 companies around the world in various kinds of industry, such as automotive, high-tech and electronic, also material and equipment. But the medical field, we also got a well-known company who has used Modec 3D. For example, 3M, Nanotronics, or Widec, who is the leading company in hearing aid product. Apart from simulation verification to shorten the launch time to market, CAE could help designers ensure and predict upfront issues that could happen. For example, real line that might affect the structural strength of the part or flow imbalance of multi-cavity system. Even the biggest problem for assembly like warpage, to see the pattern and value of it first. This section, we will look at the industry challenge and example of Modec 3D feature that could help in medical industry. Since last year, as we knew that the situation quite bad and still continue to recent day. And we all know that in medical field, every second mean a lot to one life. By wasting a minute could create many unexpected risks. In order to meet the need of fast, massive, and qualified production, an effective process must be applied. So, the utilization of Modec 3D CAE simulation could help plastic injection manufacturer overcome the development weakness, such as air trap, weld line, zinc mark, warpage, fiber orientation, or multi-cavity issue, by utilizing the software to help verify many design modifications. See the result from different gate location setting, cooling design, and set up the process condition. With many Modec 3D module advantage. For example, setting up the condition with machine mode, design a multi-component model, set up a valve gate, and print movement for hot runner system. By doing so, manufacturer could shorten the traditional trial and error method. Also, can control time and cost effectiveness. Here is a detailed example of machine mode simulation that could leverage your simulation setting. Modec 3D support more than 22 controller interface from global machine makers, as in European like Artberg or FCS, CLF in Taiwan, Onise, Sodic, and Sumitomo in Japan. That could help user who is more familiar with machine interface could easily set up in reality. Also, they could use this interface as a communication tool. Second example that can even shorter simulation process. Modec 3D Expert module, or the module that use efficient design of experiment method to help designer evaluate proper setting for the most optimal process condition, which user can easily set up just a control factor, number of level you want, quality factor that you want to improve, and weighting on each factor. And after set every factor, software will automatically set the orthogonal run and suggest the most optimal run for you. Third, multi-component molding module, or called MCM, is designed to meet the increasing need of multi-component injection molding, including insert molding, overmolding, and multi-shot sequential molding. The module can accurately analyze the interaction between different components, either plastic or metal insert, and predict warpage caused by property mismatch or different material, the remelt zone, core chip analysis, in case that the second shot make the first trip from the desired position. In this section, example case that has utilized Modec 3D to help optimize the design during the process will be discussed. First, the most familiar must-have item during the COVID-19 epidemic that we all know it well, a face shield, as a visor that prevents the face from unwanted substance like dust, water splash, and so on. The development of face shield offers a primary layer of protection to whomever need it, like healthcare workers, police, and other emergency department. But behind the development process of face shield, there is an injection design and injection molding to do. Here I will talk about two concept design. First, the left one, with multi-component that consists of a shield, head cap, and strap, which will need an additional assembly process. And second on the right, single component, which can be directly used after mold finish. During the COVID-19 epidemic, the Institute of Design for Electrical Measuring Instrument in Mumbai. They designed a new coronavirus protective face shield for corona fighter. They validate the face shield design with the help of Modec 3D 2020 for the injection molding process. The challenge was to identify the best gate location for the injection molding face system to get the most optimum part quality. Because when it first designed with 3 gate, there is a weld line in the middle of the part, so that they have to do the modification again with flow analysis to simulate the behavior of the product during the filling and deformation stage with different design. After all, they got new design that could eliminate center weld line and optimum product quality. However, this kind of face shield still need an additional assembly, so it quite take time to do so. Here is the product from Black Cat Engineering from Poland. They see that only best design is not sufficient, but shorter time to market and easy production are also a need of current industry situation. So they're trying to design an injection mold face shield which can be directly wrapped on a human head and be used almost instantly after injection molding process without any assembling additional parts. But the challenge of this design is Black Cat has to do the moldable design with suitable optic property, since user has to wear it and look through this shield. So with the poor optic property, it creates unclear view and quite headache to wear. But with the first attempt, a standard flow, pack, and warpage simulation was run. In this simulation, they noticed a very high peak value of spool pressure, up to 136 megapascal, that could cause from very thin part. So they changed the overall wall thickness from 1.5 to 2 millimeters and ran a simulation again. This time, Black Cat got slightly better spool pressure result, but unfortunately, a short occurred as well. With the third design attempt, they developed a flow leader, which aimed to provide a better melt distribution along the strap geometry. Here, they got a completely filled cavity, but the spool pressure value was still quite high and resulted in residual stress, which could obviously lead to poor optic property. So then they consult with material supplier to use the less with cost alternative of the TPE that Black Cat was previously using. And the result show a list of improvement in spool pressure, up to 20% improvement. For residual stress, even the maximum still the same, but it shows more uniform. Also, optic retardation pattern is more uniform as well. So they could finally get the base design and shortest time to market. Okay, here is another example of hearing aid product from Widec, who is one of the world's top 6 hearing aid manufacturers. Since hearing aid products are usually quite small and delicate and need a quite good surface finish with multiple components, and with the multiple component design, it could create several issues like a chip in a metal insert. In this example, Widec was solved this problem by using Modec 3D eDesign to verify 3 different gate designs, which assists in investigating the flow behavior of the original design during the filling phase. They observe a high value of zinc mark and severely warpage. So second gate is added. This time, weld line was kept, but the maximum volumetric shrinkage could be reduced to an acceptable value. The revised gate location improved the distribution of volumetric shrinkage, making it more uniform, removing sigma mark, predict the final wire plate tendency, and decrease development time and cost. Next, this example is from Sympatech, showcasing the practical application of an artificial hip joint, which consists of 3 parts. First, a stem, which requires multi-component molding process. Second, a femoral head with powder injection molding, and acetabular prosthesis. In general, the life cycle of such product is about 20 to 30 years. Therefore, material property and durability play a key role in extending its life cycle. In this case, all 3 components can be precisely analyzed and verified with Model 3D MCM module. Moreover, under different loading and stress, optimizing the representation of mechanical property with this component can also be obtained through the integration of Abacus and Model 3D FEA interface. Besides investigating the property of materials, Model 3D also provides a detailed prediction on common powder injection molding problems, such as well line and non-uniform powder concentration distribution. The effect of powder concentration, feedstock material property, and processing condition on cavity, filling behavior, which all could help mold maker achieve optimal part. Next one, a case study from Nanotronics, a world-leading medical device manufacturer and developer, who utilize Model 3D targeted to get the effective and precise quality control on such a time and cost constraint by doing some design modification, adding additional inlet and gate location. What new Nanotronics benefit in this case is that they can repeating simulation on multiple design change, and they finally got more ideal and balanced filling pattern from the last design and decreased overall field pressure. But most important, they can overcome a short problem in the first place. Over the past century, material innovation of elastomer has led to a range of material that suitable for a broad range of application and operating environment. One of these materials, LSR, which is a high purifying and transparent cured silicone with low compression set, great durability and ability to resist to an extreme temperature and chemical. Also ideally suitable for production of parts where high quality is a must. Due to the thermal setting nature of the material, liquid silicone injection molding requires special treatment, such as intensive distributive mixing, while maintaining the material at a low temperature before it is put into the heat cavity. Example product is infant product, where smooth surfaces are desired. Last, an example of lens using LSR molding with the use of small gate dimension to have an easy degating in order not to damage the part and small weight stick. From real comparison between real experiment and simulation, it showed quite good agreement on flow and cure behavior from 20% to 90% fill. But because of the warmer mold temperature is used in LSR molding rather than colder in normal injection, and temperature has a profound effect on filling resistance, so that thermal mold evaluation is needed to help visualize the thermal distribution around the part and entire mold. In conclusion, By using Modec 3D CAE injection simulation, user could eliminate the trial and error method that most of the time the use of experience can help to improve the quality. However, it can be difficult to fit all specifications at one time. Also, user can verify the most optimum design by changing and simulating many designs in short time. Last, user also can predict, analyze, and improve the defect beforehand. And that is how Modec 3D CAE technology could help in medical industry. For today, thank you for your attention.
Welcome back, Miss Patama Rinasak. Join our live Q&A. Patama, Miss Patana Rinasak, please turn on the microphone and camera at this live Q&A time. And yes, there's Q&A mode with 3 questions there.
Okay, so let's begin with the first question I saw.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
I did, yeah.
This one said how the DOE function is used in the software, right? So in Modec 3D, DOE function is aimed to find the most optimal process condition for the desired quality. You might want to improve something, so this DOE function will start with selecting the control factors or the control parameters that you want to play with. Like, for example, adjusting 2 or 3 level, and then you can select the quality factor that you want to improve. Then the software will do the matching and starting the calculation or the orthogonal run. And finally, it will suggest the most optimal run for you for like the best value. Yeah.
Okay, before we pick the next question, I remind you that there's one more question from Jimmy Chen in the chat box as well.
Okay. So is Modec 3D a global product? Of course, yes, because we have many channel partners throughout the world, but our headquarters is placed in Hsinchu, Taiwan, but we have many branches around the world. Yes, so it's a global product. Yes.
Yeah, I saw there's a mapping, right? A worldwide
Yes.
mapping. Yeah, there. Okay, you can pick the next question.
Okay, so what type of defect that could be seen in MCM module and how it's worked? So in MCM module, normally MCM is doing by injecting one material over another material, right? So after we set the first and second shot of material, the defect that could be obviously seen is, for example, core chip analysis, which is when we inject the second shot over the first shot. This second shot will influence and affect the first shot to bend down or to shift from its original position. So that kind of effect from two shots can be seen. Yes.
Okay, next one.
Okay, and this one is the last one, I think. The last section about LSR, how the LSR molding different from a normal injection. For this one, because LSR molding is doing by a kind of rubber material, not that plastic material. So instead of normal process like filling, packing, it will change to filling and curing stage. So in the software, we will allow user to set the curing process as well, not just the filling, the packing as normal. Yes, that is. I hope that answers the question.
Of course, that. Okay, please give a conclusion to our delegates.
To conclude, I firstly have to thank you all again for joining this session and your time. Also, I thank you for the opportunity that allowed Modec 3D to share our information here. And I hope you get the idea of Modec 3D software like more or less. But if you have any question that might come up, please
feel free to email me anytime, and I will leave my email in the chat box as well.
Yeah. So did you get an invitation mail to our event website already?
Yes, already.
Of course. So, remember, go to the chat box there, talk to the delegates, and leave your contact information to them as well.
Okay, of course.
And also, it's not the first time that MODEC 3D joined our event. I hope to see you more in our future events.
Okay. Thank you for your opportunity.
Thank you too. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank
Stay
you.
safe. Okay. All right, delegates. Welcome. Welcome back. Thank you, MODEC 3D. Thank you, Miss Patama, for the very insightful, interesting presentation sharing. So before we move to end, I have to remind everyone that I have left a message in the chat box, which is our feedback form. Also, on the left-hand side, you can find a feedback form too. Before you leave, answer the feedback form to us so we can get to know you better and we'll do better for you. Thank you again for all of our speakers today for giving us many insightful speeches. I believe that we all learned a lot by joining the sessions today. And thanks to our dear delegates too for listening and participating in this special virtual conference with an online conference room, exhibition booth, and great networking function, right? Now, our virtual conference has come to its end. Special thanks to our business partners, Solanis and EMCA. Feel free to visit their booth after the event or leave a message at their booth. Their booth managers will be happy to arrange a meeting for you. We also like to extend our gratitude to our presenters from PDMA, Philippine Diamond Association, and Perantim, Malaysia Medical Device Manufacturer Association, for giving us insightful speeches regarding new technologies and applications that can boost your productivity and create products to meet today's demands. Once again, thank you everyone for gracing our virtual conference with your presence. We truly appreciate, and stay healthy, stay safe. Bye-bye. Don't forget feedback form. Okay, see you.